From C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan, it's almost time for Rockford Rivets baseball once again. Today, the 7-8 Rockford Rivets wrap up a three-game series with the 7-7 Battle Creek Bombers. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. It's Larry Larson reporting from C.O. Brown Stadium. Yesterday, these two teams split a doubleheader, both games being 7 innings. The Rivets dropped game one 4-1 in quite frustrating fashion. They surrendered 2 runs in the first inning and really did not get their offense going until it was too late in the bottom of the 7th inning when they pushed across their lone run. Jared Herzog got the tough luck loss in that game. Did not allow an earned run, but still got the loss. The Rivets came back with a vengeance in game 2, scoring 4 runs in the top half of the 2nd inning to down the Bombers. We saw a lot of goofy stuff, for lack of a better term, in game 2. Bombers manager Mike Rupenthal really got creative with the pitching management as well as lineup management, and at one point a batter was called out for being an illegal batter. Perhaps we'll discuss that more later, but the bottom line is Battle Creek is at an even 7-7, and the Rivets are 1 game under 500 at 7-8. Taking a look at the Great Lakes East standings today, Traverse City enters the day in first place with a 9-5 mark, 1.5 games ahead of Kenosha, who enters action today with an 8-7 record. Battle Creek and Rockford right behind. Battle Creek in 3rd, Rockford in 4th, and Battle Creek half a game up on Rockford. So if the Rivets win today, they can pull ahead of the Bombers if they drop them below 500. Kokomo is trailing Rockford with a 6-9 record, and Kalamazoo is in last place in the Great Lakes East at 5-9, 4 games back of the first place Traverse City Pittsbitters. This game is important because it is the final before the first day off of the season for both these squads, and it's going to be the last day off for both these teams for 30 days. So it's going to be a long gap in between the next time these two teams get a rest. So obviously you want to go into that off day with good momentum and good positive vibes. After the off day, the Rivets will have a home-and-home series with Lakeshore starting on Thursday at Rivet Stadium, and Battle Creek will travel to Traverse City. Taking a look at the big storyline today, once again, it's Rivets pitching in the early going of games. So far this season, Rockford has surrendered 43 runs in the first 2 innings of games this season, and they've let up those early runs in 12 games. So they've allowed at least 1 run in the first or second in 12 of their 15 games. When the Rivets don't allow a run in the first or second, they are a perfect 3-0. Battle Creek is much better at home than they are on the road. Entering this one, they've got an ERA at 3.30 at C.O. Brown Stadium. Away from C.O. Brown Stadium, they've got an ERA mark of over 8. So we'll see if that comes into play again today. The Rivets fell victim to that in game 1 yesterday as they lost that decision 4-1. Rivets and Battle Creek set to get underway in just about 5 minutes here at C.O. Brown Stadium. Let's take a look at today's pitching matchup. It'll be the right-hander Jack G. Stands at 6'3", 210 pounds for the Battle Creek Bombers. He's a redshirt freshman from Tyler Junior College. He's got 1 appearance so far this summer, and it was a good one on June 10th at Kokomo. He pitched 4 innings, did not allow an earned run or a hit. He walked 3 jackrabbits and struck out 4, so we'll see if he gets stretched out a little bit today. As for the Rivets, it'll be the left-hander Forrest Barnes. Sophomore from Missouri State, a native of Ozark, Missouri, stands at 6 foot 200 pounds. He also has 1 appearance this season, and it came out of the bullpen on June 5th against Kokomo. He went 4 1/3, allowing 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. So Barnes has really electric fastball and curveball stuff. He's got a good combo there and can blow the fastball by you if you're not ready for it. So we'll see if he racks up the strikeouts today. One stat to watch in terms of that is Battle Creek has 44 strikeouts versus left-handed pitching this year. They've got a batting average around 500, which climbed yesterday after The Bombers face two left-handed starting pitchers for the Rivets. Both pitchers getting warmed up in the bullpen right now, and both teams stepping to their respective baselines for the national anthem. We'll step aside, take a break for the United States national anthem, and be back with the starting lineups in baseball after this on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Welcome back to C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan, where the Rockford Rivets and Battle Creek Bombers are about to get underway in Game 3 of a 3-game series here in Michigan. It's a bright and sunny day for baseball. The lines are chalked, and we are about ready to get underway. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both squads, starting with the visiting Rockford Rivets, managed by J.T. Scara. Wade Elliott in the top spot. The sophomore headed to Louisiana Tech this fall will play third base. Blake Mosley bats second and is the DH. Brian Fuentes bats third and plays first base. Cam McDonald bats cleanup, and he's in right field today. Jake Donahue, the freshman from Central Michigan, will bat fifth and play left field. Jared Cushing, the redshirt freshman from Xavier, is the shortstop batting sixth. Drew Stengren is back behind the plate. The freshman from Central Michigan will do the catching, batting seventh. Greg Ziegler bats eighth, and he's in center field. And Daniel Gutierrez is in the 9th spot, rounding things out, playing second base. As for the Battle Creek Bombers, managed by Mike Rupenthal in his 3rd season at C.O. Brown Stadium, it'll be Miguel Lariel leading off and playing second base. Ed Johnson bats second and plays third base. Harold Cole, the very highly touted draft prospect, bats third and plays shortstop. Aaron Beck, the redshirt junior from Indiana State, playing against a few of his teammates today, is the DH, batting fourth. Stephen Krause bats fifth and plays first base. Heath Hood, the sophomore from Tyler Junior College, will bat sixth and play center. Cy Snedeker is the catcher, batting seventh. Mason Sykes is out in right, batting eighth. And Ty Stouse, the freshman from Southeast Missouri State, will bat ninth and play left field. Rivets enter this one with a 7-8 record after splitting the doubleheader with Battle Creek yesterday, and the Bombers are an even 500 at 7-7. The temperature is a comfortable 78 degrees and bright sunshine overhead, very few clouds here at C.O. Brown Stadium. The dimensions here are pitcher friendly, 322 down the lines, and 385 to the gaps, and 405 to dead center. It's a very, very large outfield, and the gaps get very big as the walls take a turn outwards, and it's a lot of ground for outfielders to cover. The Rivets are in their traditional dark gray road uniforms with gold lettering that says Rockford across the chest and gold numbers on the backs with black caps and black batting helmets. For the Bombers, they wear their traditional white pants with black tops that say Cereal City in red text across the front, with white numbers on the back of the uniforms with red caps and black bills. It's a good look for Battle Creek. Rivets not sporting any sort of alternate jerseys on this trip. And the right-hander from Tyler Junior College, Jack G, has wrapped up his warm-up pitches. And Rockford leadoff batter Wade Elliott approaches the right-handed batter's box. Thanks for joining us on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network as we get underway. Game number 3 between these Great Lakes East rivals. An off day tomorrow. Who's going to come out with the momentum? Wade Elliott climbs in the box. Right-hander on right-hander to start us off today. G from the stretch and fires the first pitch inside. And away we go at 6:38 Eastern Time. The count is 1-0 on Wade Elliott, who went 1 for 5 yesterday between both games of the doubleheader. Had a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. 1-0 on the way. Tailing slider well outside, and it's 2-0. Jack G, the big right-hander, had great success in his first outing, did not allow a hit in 4 innings of work against Kokomo. He's got a wipeout slider. Always working from the stretch and delivers the 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count is 3-0. Elliott hitting .315 this season, has not struck out much whatsoever. Has 6 walks. Suitable for the leadoff spot. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Misses downstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk to start the ball game for Wade Elliott. Rivets and Bombers just getting underway at C.O. Brown Stadium. Top half of the first, we're scoreless. And here's the only lefty in the Rivets order today, Blake Mosley, the sophomore from Missouri State. Today's DH was 1 for 5 yesterday in both games of the doubleheader. Had a single and 2 walks between the 2 games. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. G with the set above his head brings it down to the belt, and the first pitch. Off-speed offering that catches the outside part of the plate. So after G fires 4 straight balls, he delivers a strike to Mosley. Blake enters this one with a .250 batting average. Has 1 home run. The pause. And the 0-1 pitch as Wade Elliott takes off for second base. Pitch misses high and away, and Wade slides in safely into second base. The throw was late, and the throw was not caught by Harold Cole, who dropped the ball when he slapped the tag down. And just like that, the Rivets have a runner in scoring position in the first inning. Looking to score first, something that they didn't do in either one of the games yesterday. Mosley with 4 RBIs this summer. We'll see if he can add a 5th. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a chopper foul, and it's 1-2. Blake, transferring from Missouri State, has a fair amount of offers from various levels. Tells me he wants to attend a junior college rather than go to another large school and battle for playing time. Jack G sets. And the 1-2's on the way. Swing and chopped foul up the first base side, and we'll do it again. Jack G moving well around the mound after that chopper. He charged the baseline as if that was going to be a fair ball. Moving pretty quick. Gets a new baseball, adjusts his cap, and gazes in for the sign from Cy Snedeker. The redshirt senior from Princeton behind the plate for Battle Creek today. G brings his glove behind his head and now back down to the belt. The kick and the 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside to the left-handed Mosley, and it's 2-2. G wanted that call. He didn't get it. Tonight's umpiring crew, Sal Fernandez behind the plate, Jack Watson at first base, and Jesse Crassett at third. Rivets have not had this umpiring crew until this series. Mosley continues to battle, and before the 2-2, G turns to check on Wade Elliott, who walks back to second base. Somebody from the Rockford third base dugout jokingly yells back after Elliott was well safe. Now G comes set and delivers the 2-2 pitch. High chopper to second base. L'Oreal charges and throws in time to first base to retire Blake Mosley. It's a productive out, though, as Wade Elliott moves up to third base. Scored a 4-3 put out. One out, top half of the first. Runner on third base for Brian Fuentes in a scoreless ball game. Rivets and Bombers, Great Lakes East rivals. Last meeting between these squads until the end of this month. Battle Creek infield comes in on the left side. Right side stays back, and the first pitch to Fuentes. It's a fastball that misses inside. Brian turns away. The count is 1-0. Fuentes was 0 for 7 in both games of the doubleheader yesterday. Redshirt freshman from Indiana State. 1-0. Breaking ball picked out of the dirt by Snedeker and taken for ball 2. G has struggled with his breaking ball command here in the first inning. Fans still filing in at C.O. Brown Stadium, a bigger crowd than last night. There is a large section completely filled with what I believe to be a military academy. 2-0, swung on and missed. The count is 2-1. Fuentes wanted the fastball there. But there was not much crowd noise here at C.O. Brown Stadium last night. We'll see if that changes with that military academy crowd in the house tonight. The lanky right-hander Jack G sets, and here comes the 2-1. Swung on and tapped foul behind the plate. That's back even at 2-2. A strikeout here would be big for G's confidence in the early going. You want to keep the ball out of play with a run just 90 feet away. Elliott with good enough speed to score on a mid-range fly ball to the outfield. Fuentes looking for his first RBI as a Rivet. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Thought about going around on the slider, knocked down by Snedeker. Elliott backpedals towards third base after taking a few initial steps home. And the count is full at 3-2. G already laboring here in inning number 1. It's a trend that the Rivets have struggled with. The kick and the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. He went to the slider there. That's his first strikeout, and it's the second out of the first inning. Runner on third base for the cleanup batter, Cam McDonald, the redshirt sophomore from Illinois, was 1 for 3 in game 1 yesterday. Has struggled out of the gate a little bit for the Rivets, batting just 179 with 3 RBIs. Right-hander on right-hander. Battle Creek infield moves back. And the first pitch. Fastball on the inner half, taken for a called strike 1. G getting the inside corner from home plate umpire Sal Fernandez. Cam McDonald standing at 6'5" in the right-handed batter's box. And the 0-1. Bounced in there, knocked down by Snedeker again. He's had a busy inning. And it's 1-1. The catcher from Princeton has probably saved a few runs, or one run here in the first. Rivets have only had one base runner. Wade Elliott remains on third base. And the delivery from Jack G. Slider. I almost said slide ball. No, not entirely sure that's a pitch. But the slider misses low and away, and it's 2-1. G has fallen behind on almost every Rivet batter he's faced. He shakes off the catcher, Snedeker. Now he comes set, and here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and it's 3-1. I'd be surprised to see Cam McDonald swing away unless he gets a fastball out over the heart. This is a count for a hitter that you probably want to be sitting fastball. 3-1 from Jack G. Swing and a miss on a fastball out over the heart of the plate. And the count is full at 3-2. Jack G looking to come back and strand a Rivets runner on third base. Wade Elliott made it on the base paths after a leadoff walk, stole second, moved up to third on a ground out. Rivets looking to strike first. Here's the payoff pitch to Cam McDonald, ripped right to the third baseman, Ed Johnson, who makes the catch on a liner, and the inning is over. McDonald with a hard hit ball, but to no avail, and the Rivets are set down scoreless in the top half of the first. After a half, it's the Rivets nothing, and the Battle Creek Bombers coming up on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network.
Go online.
We're back at C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan. The Rivets strained Wade Elliott on third base to end the first inning. And Battle Creek sends up the top of the order to face the left-hander from Missouri State, Forrest Barnes. Barnes is a native of Ozark, Missouri. Has one appearance for the Rivets so far this season. It was out of the bullpen on June 5th. Now he slides into the rotation in James Raffoff's spot. He squares off against Miguel Lariel, freshman from Hillsborough Community College, and the first pitch misses low and away to the left-handed hitter. 4 lefties in this Bombers order. And the first pitch from Forrest Barnes is fouled back. One pitch, swung on and poked foul, out of play. The count is 1-2. Barnes throwing hard fastballs early on. It can top out in the mid-90s. From the windup and the 1-2 pitch, misses low and away. As the military academy folks starting to make a lot of noise. Barnes working quickly, working from the right side of the rubber, kicks and fires the 2-2, misses high and away. And the count is full at 3-2. Rivets looking to avoid putting the leadoff man on. Bombers leadoff hitters have gotten on base in 6 of 14 games this season. There's a foul ball, and it hits the press box window just to my left. If the window was not there and I had my glove on, I think I would have been able to catch that. Ball got over the screen and underneath the roof here at C.O. Brown Stadium. We'll have another payoff pitch from Forrest Barnes. It's on the way. It's grounded back to the pitcher. Barnes fields and throws in time to beat L'Ariel before he was even halfway up the line. Scored a 1-3 putout. That's the first out of the bottom half of the inning. Rivets and Bombers in a scoreless tie. Here's Ed Johnson with the bases empty. Johnson was 2 for 4 in game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader. Righty on righty here, and the first pitch is swung on and hit into center. Long run for Greg Ziegler, and he slides, and he makes the catch. What a play for Greg Ziegler. He's got good speed out there, can cover a lot of ground, and he backs up his Missouri State teammate. That's out number 2. That's a web gem from Greg Ziegler, and now the bases are empty with 2 down for Harold Cole, the freshman from San Jacinto College. First pitch, swinging a foul back, and it's 0-1. Rivets and Bombers tied at 0. Bottom of the first. Harold Cole is 1 for 6 in his Bombers debut in both games of the doubleheader yesterday. Curveball in there for a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2 from Forrest Barnes. Gets the ball back from the catcher and winds and delivers the 0-2. Swing and a miss from Cole. He got him chasing on the slider, and the inning is over. It's a 1-2-3 first inning for Forrest Barnes, and we are tied at 0 going to the second inning on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Going to the second inning at C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan. Rivets and Bombers tied at 0-0. And let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard today around the Northwoods League. Fond du Lac and Traverse City tied at nothing in the top of the second at Turtle Creek Stadium. In Traverse City, Kalamazoo and Kenosha set to get underway at 6:05. Kokomo and Green Bay getting underway at 6:35 Central at CCU Park. Lakeshore and Wisconsin also set to get underway at 6:35 Central Time. And we'll get to the more scores later as games get going. Rivets will send up Jake Donahue, Jared Cushing, and Drew Stengren to face the righty Jack G in his second inning of work. In the first pitch, misses low and away to Jake Donahue, who had 2 base hits yesterday, 1 in each game of the doubleheader. Had a sac fly in game 1, picking up his second RBI as a Rivet. 1-0, misses low and in, and the count is 2-0. Beautiful sunshine overhead at C.O. Brown. Birds are flying. Not a cloud in the sky. Jack G working from the stretch with nobody on. Sets at the belt. Kicks and fires the 2-0. Slider tails too far outside. G tilts his head as if to say, I thought that caught a piece of the zone. Sal Fernandez said, no, sir. Home plate umpire signals a 3-0 count. Righty on righty, freshman on freshman, and the 3-0 pitch is a fastball that does catch the outer half, and the count is 3-1. Donahue is 3 for 7 as a Rivet. Joined the team just a few days ago before the road trip, getting some playing time in this 3-game series. The 3-1 pitch misses low and away, and that's ball 4. Rivets start their inning with a walk for the second straight time to start this ball game. Here's Jared Cushing with a runner on first base.
Now going to play number 26.
Cushing, the redshirt freshman from Xavier. It's tonight's shortstop for J.T. Scara. Native of Naperville, Illinois. Attended Joliet Catholic Academy. Donahue with good speed off first base. And the first pitch to Cushing. Fastball in there for a called strike 1. On the inner part of the zone to the big right-handed hitter. Cushing standing at 6'3" in the right-handed batter's box. Was recruited to Texas Tech to play shortstop. Transferred from there after taking a red shirt. And played mainly second base for Xavier this season. Runner goes, and the 0-1 pitch misses inside. Throw down to second isn't made. And Jake Donahue swipes second base. It's the Rivets' second stolen base. So far today, Wade Elliott stole second in the first inning. And we'll see if the Rivets can capitalize here. Rivets and Bombers in a scoreless ball game in the top half of the second. Jared Cushing was 0 for 2 in game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. He drew a walk in 3 plate appearances. Donahue with a modest lead at second base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses high. The count is 2-1. Drew Stengren, another Central Michigan Chippewa, waits on deck. He's still looking for his first hit as a Rivet. Cushing has 6 RBIs despite entering this one with a 194 batting average. Still getting going here in the Northwoods League. Hitters count for him, and the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball catches the inside part of the zone, and it's 2-2. Nice breaking ball there from Jack G. Went from ball to strike against the right-hander Cushing, who steps out of the box, adjusts his gloves, gives himself a check swing, and taps the plate twice. He's sporting a white sleeve on his right arm. Leans back a little bit with an open batting stance. And the 2-2 pitch will be delayed for a moment as G turns to look Donahue back to second base. Cushing in search of RBI number 7 this summer. And now Jack G comes home with a 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Slider missed low and away. Cushing was fooled. He says something to the home plate umpire, Sal Fernandez, on his way back to the third base dugout. And that's out number 1 in the Rockford top half of the second inning. Second strikeout for Jack G, and here's Drew Stengren looking to bring home his Chippewa teammate from second base. Jake Donahue aboard after a walk to start the inning. Rivets and Bombers in a scoreless ball game, top half of the second. And Donahue takes off for third. The first pitch misses outside, and no throw down to third. Jake Donahue steals third base. The Rivets' aggressive base running paying off early on. We'll see if they can make a run out of it. They left Wade Elliott stranded on first base in the first. And now Donahue 90 feet away. The 0-1 pitch to Stengren. Slider catches the outer part of the zone. Nice pitch from G, showing that he can throw that thing for a strike. And it's 0-2. Stengren has played for Rockford in 3 games this summer, all behind the plate. Here's the 0-2. Slider taken for a called strike through 3, and Stengren knew it. Back-to-back Ks for Jack G with a runner in scoring position. And now there's 2 down for Greg Ziegler. Sophomore from Missouri State was 2 for 3 in game 2 yesterday. Enters tonight's action batting 147, 256 on base percentage with 6 RBIs. Had the game-winning sac fly against Kenosha last week. Righty on righty in the first pitch. Fastball that dots the outer half, and it's 0-1. Jack G looking to avert trouble for the second straight inning to start his night. Ziegler leans back in the right-handed batter's box. G comes set. And the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball buried a little bit too low. G thought it clipped the lower part of the zone. And it's back even at 1-1. Shadows starting to creep towards the home plate circle. Large shadow of the grandstand roof here at C.O. Brown. The 1-1. Curveball outside. Check swing from Ziegler, and he did not go around, says the first base umpire. And it's 2-1. Ziegler with good plate discipline. Doesn't try to do too much when he's at the plate. Has a good approach with runners in scoring position. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses high and tight. Ziegler leans away from it, and the count is 3-1. G looking to avoid his 3rd walk of the ball game here in the top half of the second inning. He comes set above the head, brings the glove down beyond his chest, and the 3-1 is a high chopper down to third base. Ed Johnson corrals it, steps, throws in time to beat Greg Ziegler at first base by a step. And the Rivets strand a runner on third base for the second straight inning to open the ball game. After 1.5, it's the Rivets nothing and Battle Creek nothing on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the second in Battle Creek. Rivets and Bombers in a scoreless ball game. Thanks for joining us on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Forrest Barnes dealt a 1-2-3 first inning, and now he faces 4, 5, 6 in the order, starting with the lefty Aaron Beck. The first pitch is a fastball that misses low and away, and it's 1-0. As the military academy in attendance is making a fair amount of noise. The wind and the 1-0 pitch from Forrest Barnes misses outside, and it's 2-0. Aaron Beck made his Northwoods League debut yesterday for Battle Creek. He was 1 for 3 and came into game 1 and had a 2 RBI pinch hit single in the 7th to give Battle Creek insurance. 2-0, swung on and missed. Beck got a piece of it right into the glove of the catcher Drew Stengren. The count is 2-1. Before the game, during batting practice, the Rivets were eating their lunch on the Budweiser party deck. 2-1 pitch, poked to third base, and it bounces off of Wade Elliott into left field. We'll wait to see how that one is scored. That will be a base hit, so no error on Wade Elliott, but Beck smacked that one pretty hard to the opposite side. And Battle Creek has its first base runner here in the bottom of the second inning. Bombers looking to strike first. We're scoreless. Steven Krause steps to the plate, the redshirt sophomore from Miami, Ohio. Righty on righty in the first pitch is a fastball that catches the outer half, taken for a called strike. But back to the story about the Rivets team lunch. Budweiser party deck is located out in left field here at Battle Creek. So the Rivets are high above the field. 0-1. Fastball misses down and in, and it's 1-1. But the Rivets have 2 players from Indiana State, Brian Fuentes and Grant McGill, and they waved at Beck, who is shagging in left field. The 1-1. Breaking ball in the top part of the zone, taken for a called strike, and it's 1-2. They said, hey, Aaron. And Beck responded not very nicely. Teammates having some fun in the Northwoods League. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses low and away. Beck didn't respond verbally, but rather used a hand gesture. Krause, the redshirt sophomore from Miami, Ohio, batting .238 with 2 home runs, the only Bomber to hit a home run this season. And the 2-2 pitch. Slider misses down and away. The count is full at 3-2. Beck stands at 6'6" off of first base. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. Conversing with his teammate Brian Fuentes. 3-2, swung on and missed. There's a pitch outside of the zone from Forrest Barnes, but he got Krause to chase. That's strikeout number 2 for Barnes, and out number 1 in the bottom half of the second inning. Man on first base for the number 6 batter in the order, Heath Hood, the sophomore from Tyler Junior College. He's hitting .294 thus far this summer. And the first pitch is swung on and slapped down the right field line, falling fast, and it drops foul. And the Rivets collectively exhale. It was a long run for Cam McDonald. Would not have gotten there in time to prevent extra bases. And Aaron Beck would have had a chance to score from first base. But now the count is 0-1. Heath Hood joined the team about a week ago. Did not play the Rivets in these 2 teams' first game back on June 6th. This is game number 4 of the season series. 0-1, misses low and in, and it's back even at 1 apiece. Rivets looking to even the season series. Each team in the Great Lakes East Division playing each other 12 times in this 72-game season. Here's the 1-1. Fastball up and in. And it's 2-1. The Rivets playing game number 16 tonight. Battle Creek in game 15. They've got a game that's currently suspended with Traverse City that they need to resume. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung on and fouled straight back off of a metal post that holds up the net behind home plate. And it's 2-2. Peter Fusick out of the Rivets third base dugout to snag that foul ball and toss it back to the first base side. Heath Hood with an open batting stance in the right side. Barnes sets at the belt, and the 2-2. Swung on and grounded to shortstop. Could be 2. Cushing to second for 1. The relay is not going to be made. Gutierrez saw that he did not have a play on the speedy Heath Hood. And so it's a fielder's choice. The Rivets cut down the lead runner and Aaron back at second base. And there's a runner on first for Cy Snedeker, the catcher, redshirt senior from Princeton. Has 3 RBIs, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts this season. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Barnes sets at the belt, and the first pitch. Fastball that paints the outer black. Taken for a called strike 1. Snedeker did not play baseball this spring for Princeton, as the Tigers did not play. No spring sports in the Ivy League Conference. 0-1. Swung on and fouled off. Out of play. Out of the stadium. To the left side. Some fans seated down the third base line take a peek above the grandstand to see where that one landed outside of the stadium. The parking lot here outside of C.O. Brown is very crowded. There are multiple baseball and softball diamonds here in the park. For the 0-2, Barnes throws over to check on Heath Hood. He's back safely. But C.O. Brown is the biggest field here in the park. They've probably got about 6 other diamonds. Lots of games going on tonight. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses down and away. Barnes couldn't get Snedeker to chase, and it's 1-2. That's got to be quite the adjustment for Cy Snedeker. Going from not playing any competitive baseball pretty much for well over the last year to now joining the Bombers. 1-2 misses high and away. The count is 2-2. Barnes tried to go to a curveball or slider there, and it did not break. Gazes in for the sign from Drew Stengren behind the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up into center field. Greg Ziegler comes in and makes the grab, walking towards the dugout, and the inning is over. So Forrest Barnes works around a leadoff single, and we're scoreless through 2 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Top of the third in Battle Creek. Scoreless ball game between Great Lakes East rivals Battle Creek and Rockford. Rivets will send up 9-1-2 in the order here in the third frame, starting with Daniel Gutierrez, who was 1 for 2 in game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader. Rivets and Bombers split that one, so today's matchup is the rubber match of a 3-game series. Usually the Northwoods League doesn't play a lot of 3-game series. Usually just 2-game series between teams. So a rare 3-game set between division rivals. Rivets 1 game under 500. Battle Creek at an even 7-7. Jack G has thrown 40 pitches through 2 innings of work, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Is not allowed to hit yet, but has struggled with command. Working from the stretch, per usual, and the first pitch to Daniel Gutierrez is a fastball that misses upstairs. Gutierrez, the redshirt sophomore from Roosevelt University, hitting .292 for the Rivets. Joined the team for opening day on a temp contract and has stuck around. The kick and the 1-0. Slider misses low and away. Ball 2. So G has walked the leadoff batter in each of the first 2 innings. Looks like it's trending that way here in the 3rd. He sets and delivers the 2-0 pitch. Slider downstairs, kicks up some dust before Cy Snedeker catches it, and the count is 3-0. Gutierrez steps out of the box, takes some swings. I doubt he'll be swinging here on 3-0. The long and lanky right-hander G comes set, and the pitch. Fastball inside, and that's ball 4. G didn't like the call. Snedeker tosses the ball back to him, and G kind of stands there as he catches the ball and stares at the home plate umpire. Gutierrez with good speed on first base, had 32 swiped bags this spring for Roosevelt. And here's the leadoff batter, Wade Elliott, who walked to start the game in the first. 3 walks for Jack G, all to the leadoff batter in each inning. And the first pitch to Elliott. Breaking ball catches the outer part of the zone for strike 1. Elliott was taking all the way there after G delivered 4 straight balls to Gutierrez. A little bit of lineup construction paying off. Gutierrez serving as a second leadoff batter of sorts. Here's the 0-1, and it domes Wade Elliott. Fastball caught him on the back of the helmet, and Elliott is a little shaken up. He moves his head around and now slowly makes the trot towards first base. Good to see that Wade's all right. And now the Rivets are threatening here in the top half of the 3rd. 0-0 between these 2 teams. Rivets looking to strike first. And today's game marks the 4th time that the Rivets have not allowed a run in the first or second inning. We'll see if they can capitalize. They're 3-0 when they have not allowed a run in the first or second. First pitch to Blake Mosley. Fastball that misses down and in for ball 1. It's been a tough series for Wade Elliott. He's been hit with a pitch twice now. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. Long pause from Jack G. Now he's got his side. Comes set over the head, brings it down to the belt. Looks at the runner and now comes home with the 1-0. Swinging a chopper down the first base line, foul. Recovered by Steven Krause, who flips the ball to the dugout. And it's 1-1. Mosley grounded out to second base his first time. That advanced Wade Elliott from second base to third, where the Rivets would strand him. Rivets stranding a runner on third base each of the first 2 frames. Can they break through here? Mosley stares out at G. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hammered into the right center field gap, and that drops. The center fielder Hood over to cut it off. Gutierrez around third. He's going to come home to score. The throw goes to third. Elliott moves up safely, and now Mosley takes an extra base at second, and it's 1-0 Rivets. It's an RBI single for the sophomore from Missouri State. And the Rivets strike first.
Stepping into the plate next for the Rivets, their first baseman, number 30.
Mosley tattooed that ball. Nice piece of hitting. And the threat is far from over. Runners on second and third base with no outs for Brian Fuentes, who struck out his first time in the first inning. That RBI single from Mosley was the Rivets' first hit today. First pitch, and Fuentes takes strike one on a fastball down the middle. It's Mosley's 5th run batted in this season. Takes his lead off second base now. Elliott just a few steps from third. Fuentes sporting blue cleats that match a lot of the color scheme here at C.O. Brown. 0-1. Fastball high and away for ball one. All the outfield walls that are not covered in advertising are a light royal blue. The pillars on the concourse, which hold up the roof over the grandstand, are also blue. And the grandstand bleacher backs are blue as well. It's a very retro-looking stadium here in Battle Creek, although it was just built in 1990. You'd think it was built in 1960 based on the design. The 1-1 pitch, swung on and pulled on the ground to shortstop, backhanded by Cole, and it gets through him. Wade Elliott comes home to score, and everybody's safe. Elliott was working to force the issue there. He was darting with contact, and Harold Cole rushed it, and it results in an error. That'll be scored in E6. And it's 2-0 Rockford in the top half of the third. Runners on second and first base now with still no outs, and Cam McDonald steps up. He tattooed a ball his first at-bat, but right at the third baseman, Ed Johnson, with the runner on third base to end the inning. Righty on righty, the first pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt, knocked down by Cy Snedeker, and that's strike one. It's got to feel good for this Rockford Rivets squad to strike first, because so often this season they have played from behind, and it's been nearly every single game. When you surrender 43 runs in the first 2 innings of games, you're probably going to have to do a lot of comeback work. Not today, though. The set and the 0-1 from Jack G. Swung on and grounded, bounces off the mound, diving stop by Cole. He flips to second for the fielder's choice. An incredible diving stop by Harold Cole. Blake Mosley moves up to third base. Cam McDonald is safe at first, and Harold Cole may have just saved another run. Rivets lead 2-0, 2 runs in here in the top half of the third. And now 1 out for Jake Donahue. Donahue walked and was left stranded on third base last inning. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Donahue swings the bat around in his hands. Jack G with a long pause in the first pitch. Swung on and chopped down to third base at the hole. Johnson can't cut it off. Cole fields and throws to first, not in time. Mosley comes home from third base to score. And it's 3-0 Rockford in the top half of the third. Get him on, get him over, get him in for the Rivets here in the frame. That'll be an RBI infield single for Jake Donahue. It's a tough play for Cole or Johnson to make. Scores Blake Mosley. Now Cam McDonald moves up to second. Jared Cushing steps in, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pause and the first pitch. Slider doesn't slide. Misses inside, and it's 1-0. Cushing taps the plate twice, adjusts himself in the right-handed batter's box. Jake Donahue on first base, picking up his 3rd RBI of the campaign. McDonald on second after a fielder's choice. 1-0 on the way. Swung on in a high, slow chopper to third base. Johnson, bare hands, throws across his body in time to get Jared Cushing at first base. An incredible bare-handed stop by Johnson. Both runners move up 90, though. So a productive out for Jared Cushing. Jake Donahue on second base, Cam McDonald on third, and 2 down for the catcher, Drew Stengren. Rivets have pushed 3 runs across here in the 3rd inning. Out in front of Battle Creek, 3-0. First pitch from Jack G. Slider too far outside, taken for ball 1. Now would be a great time for Drew Stengren's first hit as a Rockford Rivet. He struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Now, just because Drew is hitless this summer is not to say that he hasn't been productive. He's drawn 5 walks, has a lot of good at-bats. The kick and the 1-0. Curveball catches the lower part of the zone. And it's 1-1. I talked to JT Scara about Drew Stengren's debut game in Kenosha a few days ago, earlier last week. And he said, you know, Stengren really impressed me. Didn't have any hits, but it was a good at-bat from him every time. That's what you'll get. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Drew chased a slider down and away, and the count is 1-2. Stengren, the native of Fox River Grove, Illinois, standing at 6'1" in the right-handed batter's box, squaring off against the 6'3", 210-pound right-hander Jack G. Steps off the mound. Play some music over the PA system to keep everybody occupied. G comes set. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him. Slider downstairs. Got Stengren for a 2nd strikeout. And the Rivets leave runners on 2nd and 3rd base. But the Screws take advantage. They push across 3 runs in the top half of the 3rd inning. And they lead 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom 3 in Battle Creek. Rivets ahead of the Battle Creek Bombers by a score of 3-0. Forrest Barnes pitching with some cushion now, up against 8-9-1. The Bombers order as Mason Sykes, the big right-handed hitter, steps in. The first pitch swung on and lined back up the middle, falling into right field. That'll be cut off by Greg Ziegler in right center field. He chucks it back in, and Sykes heads back to first after a big turn. 1 pitch, 1 base runner. 2nd hit of the game against Forrest Barnes. And Mason Sykes is aboard. And here's Ty Stouse. Stouse, the freshman from Southeast Missouri State. Played in yesterday's doubleheader and was subject of a little bit of controversy. He's 1 for 12 this season. Left-handed batter. The first pitch swung on and slapped into left field. Tailing foul. That lands in the Budweiser party deck. Staus was yesterday's DH, and in the second inning, Mike Rupenthal put in a new pitcher, Isaac Van Dyke, and he reached his pitch limit. Nearly. Pitched 33 pitches in an inning, and in the Northwoods League, if you throw more than 35. 0-1, gets away from Drew Stengren, and Sykes moves up to second base. But in the Northwoods League, if you throw more than 35 pitches in a single inning, you can't go back out for the next inning. So Rupenthal put his second baseman, Miguel Lariel, into pitch and moved Van Dyke to second base. And then, when the Bombers came back out for the third, he switched him. 1-1 count on Ty Staus. 1-1 from Barnes, swung on and fouled back, and it's 1-2. So when Rupenthal did that, technically he sacrificed his designated hitter. Rupenthal did not realize that. So when Staus came up in the fourth inning, he hit a ball down the left field line. It dropped in front of the left fielder, Jake Donahue. He reached second base, but then JT Scarra came out of the dugout, had a lengthy discussion with the home plate umpire, and then Staus was called out. Here's the 1-2 pitch to him, and it hit him. Breaking ball caught him on the knee, and he jumps around in a little bit of pain before heading down to first base. Rivets running into a little bit of trouble in the bottom of the third inning. Rockford 3, Battle Creek nothing, but runners on first and second now for the leadoff man, Miguel Lariel. Lariel tapped out back to the pitcher in the first inning to start his day. Comes up in an RBI spot. He's got 10 of them. Lefty on righty, squares to bunt, gets it up the third baseline, foul. But later in last night's nightcap, JT Scarra came out and discussed something with the home plate umpire. This was before the sixth inning started. And then the umpires congregated and discussed something for about 2.5 minutes on the first baseline. And it was determined that Isaac Van Dyke shouldn't have been allowed to come back in and pitch. Forrest Barnes sets at the belt and delivers the 0-1 to Lariel, and he slaps it down the left field side, hooking foul. Into the party deck again. There's nobody in there except now a young fan who gives chase to the foul ball. The count is 0-2. Now would be a great time for Forrest Barnes' third strikeout of the game. Gazes in for the sign from Drew Stengren. He's got it. Brings the glove up to the letters. Now down to the belt. Fires the 0-2. Swung on and fouled back. We'll do it again. Mason Sykes with below average speed on second base. He's a big fella. Sykes standing at 6'4", 230. Another 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball didn't curve quite enough. Misses high and away to the left-handed Lariel. And it's 1-2. Ty Staus on first base, not being held on by Brian Fuentes, who's behind him. Wade Elliott behind the bag at third base as well, and time is called by Lariel. Steps out of the box, takes a practice hack. Forrest Barnes never stepping off the rubber. In a wide stance from the stretch. He comes set. And the 1-2. Breaking ball just misses outside. He's trying to get Lariel to chase. No dice. And it's 2-2. Barnes has the sign. And kicks in, delivers. Swung on and fouled off again. Back to the backstop. Good battle from the Battle Creek leadoff man. Still 2-2 on Lariel. Rivets lead 3-0. Bottom of the third, no outs. Runners on first and second. Barnes starting to labor here in the third. Another 2-2. Breaking ball misses outside. And Lariel has worked the count full. He was behind 0-2. And now it's 3-2. Barnes needs a ground ball or a strikeout. Barnes lifts his leg and turns slightly to look Sykes back at second base. A bit of an awkward move, but perfectly legal. We've seen a lot of those moves similar to that by Northwoods League pitchers this year. Now he comes home with the payoff, and it misses down and in, and the bases are loaded with no outs in the bottom of the third inning. Rivets lead 3-0 over Battle Creek, but that could change quick as the two-batter Ed Johnson steps up with ducks on the pond. Mason Sykes on third base, Ty Stouse on second after a hit by pitch, and Miguel Lariel on first after a walk. Ed Johnson flied out to center his first time back in the first inning. Right-hander on right-hander. Here's the first pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike right down the chute, and it's 0-1. Pitching looked good in the first 2 innings of this game before the Rivets scratched across 3 in the top half of this frame. Now Battle Creek is threatening. 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses inside, and it's 1-1. Ed Johnson has 4 RBIs this summer. Has a hit in all but 2 games. 1-1. Swung on and lifted down the right field line. Slicing foul. Well out of play. And a fan down there must have made a play near a patio area beyond the Battle Creek bullpen as the military academy students in attendance let out a big cheer after that foul ball landed. Couldn't see it from my point of view. Count is 1-2 on Ed Johnson. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit in the air into center. Long run for Greg Ziegler. He gets under it. Sykes should be able to tag from third. He does so. The throw goes to third. Sykes scores easily, but the throw keeps Ty Stouse at second base. And Battle Creek cuts into Rockford's lead. It's a sac fly for Ed Johnson. And our new score is 3-1 Rockford in the bottom of the third with 1 out. Johnson got the job done there. You just want to put the ball in play when you got the bases loaded. Now there's a runner on first and second for Harold Cole, and the first pitch is a slider that slides to the outer part of the zone, and it's 0-1. Cole struck out swinging his first time on 3 pitches. Sporting long red socks in the right-handed batter's box. The 0-1 swung on and fouled off up the first base side, and it's 0-2. We'll see if Barnes can recreate what he did in the first against Cole, who is a highly touted draft prospect. Currently committed to North Carolina, but we'll see if he even gets there. 0-2. Breaking ball misses. Cole, a native of Boston, Massachusetts, played this past year at San Jacinto College, ranked the 179th draft prospect by Prospects Worldwide. Sidearm delivery on the 1-2 pitch, and it's a called strike 3. Barnes got him with the nifty angle. A two-seam fastball that swept to the outer half. Cole didn't like the call, but he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Now the inning comes down to Aaron Beck with 2 on and 2 out. 3 strikeouts now for Forrest Barnes. Rivets lead 3-1 in the bottom of the third at C.O. Brown Stadium. Aaron Beck steps in 1 for 1 with a single. First pitch, swung on and fouled off. Third base side, out of play. Over the grandstand roof at C.O. Brown Stadium. And the count is 0-1. Beck, a long and lanky left-handed batter, standing at 6'6". Had a nice spring campaign for Indiana State. Here's the 0-1 to him. Diving breaking ball misses low near the shoe tops, and it's 1-1. Beck hit .319 in 42 games for the Sycamores. Was a part of the team that Went to the College World Series, Nashville Regional. Went 1 for 9 there, though. Swung on and slapped into left field. That one falls in front of Donahue. And Ty Stouse gets the stop sign at third base. Good throw from Donahue, cut off by Wade Elliott. But now the bases are loaded once again, and the line keeps on moving for Steven Kraus.
Bases are loaded yet again for number 8, Steven Kraus.
Well, the last time the bases were loaded, Barnes sort of got out of the jam by inducing a sacrifice fly. And now Doug Coe, the pitching coach for Rockford, is going to make the stride to the mound and talk things over with Barnes and the infield. Perhaps to go over the scouting report with Kraus, who struck out swinging his last time. That came back in the second inning. All the scoring in this one being done in the third inning. Rivets with 3 in the top half, and Battle Creek with 1 in here in the bottom half, now with ducks on the pond. 4th game of the season series between these squads. It's the rubber match of a 3-game series. Long discussion on the mound as now Sal Fernandez is going to make the slow walk out to the mound to break things up. Now the meeting has adjourned. Doug Coe, who's a big fella, hard to miss, standing at least 6'4", walks back to the Rivets' third base dugout. And now Forrest Barnes faces a big spot. Right-hander on right-hander. Kraus, the redshirt sophomore from Miami, Ohio. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. Tailed to the outer part of the zone. Nice spot from Barnes. And it's 0-1. Barnes sets at the letters, brings it to the belt. The 0-1 is grounded back to the mound. Barnes dived to try and stop it. Cushing bare hands, throws to first in time. What a recovery by the shortstop, Jared Cushing. And that saves another run from scoring in the Battle Creek third inning. But the Bombers push across 1 run, but they leave the bases loaded. And our new score after 3 is the Rivets 3 and the Bombers 1 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. We're through a third of the rubber match between the Rockford Rivets and the Battle Creek Bombers here at C.O. Brown Stadium. Rivets lead 3-1 thanks to 3 runs in the top half of the third. Battle Creek coming back with 1 in the bottom half, but Forrest Barnes strands the bases loaded Rivets will look for more as they send up Greg Ziegler, Daniel Gutierrez, and Wade Elliott. 8-9-1 batters. For the Screws, righty on righty, starting with Ziegler, who grounded out his first time up. First pitch, swung on and tapped to second base. Slow roller, Lariel flips with his glove, in time to first base. Lariel had no time to transfer, so he fielded with the glove on his left hand and shoveled it on to Kraus, who stretched just enough to beat a speedy Greg Ziegler. It's a nifty 4-3 putout. And here's Daniel Gutierrez with the bases empty. Rivets out in front 3-1. Top half of the fourth. Gutierrez walked and scored last inning. Jack G from the stretch, and the first pitch swung on and missed. It's 0-1. G out for his fourth inning of work. He has tossed a fair amount of pitches. Now up to 63 through 3 1/3. Has dealt 3 walks, but 4 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and tapped foul. Bounces in front of the Rivets' third base dugout. There are no railings or benches of any kind in either dugout. They are old-fashioned and open, so players standing on the top step. Of course, you've got your traditional bench at the bottom, but more modern dugouts feature benches at the top behind a railing. Kind of how the Oakland Coliseum was for a very long time before they recently put rails on. Jack G comes set. Here's his 0-2 to Gutierrez. Tailing breaking ball just misses outside. G jumps on the mound as if to plead his case to the home plate umpire. It's hard to reverse a strike call in this game. And the count is 1-2. G sets above the head. Comes down to the belt, and the 1-2. Slider in the dirt. Gutierrez almost went around and shakes his head as if to chastise himself. Steps out of the box, takes some practice swings before the 2-2 pitch. Sal Fernandez, the home plate. Beautiful, sunny evening in Battle Creek, in southwest Michigan. Not a cloud overhead. Wind blowing in, gusting up to 9 miles per hour from center field. Here's the 2-2 to Gutierrez. Watches a breaking ball in there for a called strike 3. Gutierrez knew it. He thought it was going to be a little inside, broke more than he thought. And that's strikeout number 5 for Jack G, and out number 2 in the Rockford fourth inning. Rivets out in front of the Bombers 3-1, and with the bases empty, here's Wade Elliott. Elliott has reached twice. Last time the painful way with a hit by pitch on the helmet. Glad he's okay. First pitch. Slider down the chute, taken for a called strike 1. That hit by pitch and his walk in the first inning is going to provide a nice boost to his .406 on-base percentage entering this one. 0-1 pitch, swung on and slapped. Shallow right field, long run for Sykes, and that one drops just out of the reach of Lariel. Elliott's on his horse, and he slides into second safely. That's going to be a double for Wade Elliott with 2 down in the Rockford fourth inning. The Rivets have some life, and Blake Mosley steps to the plate. Well, sometimes they say it's all about where you place it, and Elliott couldn't have placed that ball any better than that. Directly in between Lariel, the second baseman, and Sykes, the right fielder. The two almost collided. Lariel sliding to try and catch it. And now Elliott is in scoring position. Rivets already lead 3-1. There's the first pitch to Blake Mosley. Fastball paints the outer black. Taken for a called strike. Mosley's 1 for 2. Had an RBI single his last time up in the third inning. He slapped it into center field. Brought around Daniel Gutierrez. G comes set from the middle of the rubber. Long pause and the 0-1. Breaking ball near the shoe tops of Mosley. Watched it in there all the way. The count is 1-1. Rivets looking to take the series from Battle Creek after the two teams split a doubleheader yesterday. A win would put the Rivets above Battle Creek in the Great Lakes East standings. Kick in the 1-1 pitch. Fastball too far outside. G liked the location, but it was almost in the right-handed batter's box to the left-handed Mosley. And it's 2-1. Hitters count for the sophomore DH. He's also a versatile infielder. Getting the night off from defense tonight. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball that time gets the outer corner. Called strike, and it's 2-2. Shadows creeping across the field from left field. From the large left field party deck. Shadows almost reaching the infield. Long shadows from Wade Elliott, who stands off second base. 2-2 pitch, swung on and poked down the left field line. Slicing, and it bounces out of play. We'll have another 2-2 pitch. Elliott trots back to second base. He's aboard after a 2-out double. RBI number 6 of the summer is out there for Blake. He taps the plate. Takes some check swings in the left-handed batter's box. Jack G looking for the sign from Cy Snedeker behind the plate. He's got it. And another 2-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle, and the second baseman, L'Ariel, moves to his right fields and throws in time. And the inning is over. Mosley's frustrated with himself, and the Rivets strain another runner in scoring position. And after 3.5, the score remains Rockford Rivets 3, Battle Creek Bombers 1 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the 4th inning at C.O. Brown Stadium. Rivets out in front of the Battle Creek Bombers by a score of 3-1. Forrest Barnes back for a 4th inning of work. He'll face Heath Hood, Cy Snedeker, Mason Sykes, representing 6, 7, 8 in the Bombers' order. Heath Hood reached on a fielder's choice his last time in the 2nd inning. And here's the first pitch to him. Curveball down and in, taken for ball 1. Heath Hood perhaps has the most unique name on a Battle Creek roster that has a lot of unique names. Fastball misses up and in, and Hood leans away from it, and it's 2-0. Baseball America made a ranked list of best names in college baseball. 2-0 inside again. Hood leans out of the way and loses his helmet. Now he walks up the third base line to gather it, adjusts his hair, and puts it back on. but Baseball America's search was limited to just Division I baseball players. But if Heath played at the Division I level rather than Tyler Junior College, I bet he'd be on there. 3-0 pitch, fastball down the middle as Hood took his stride a little bit towards third base. Count is 3-1. Forrest Barnes working quickly from the windup. And the pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs and inside. Gets all the way to the backstop. And so a bad at-bat for Forrest Barnes results in a 5-pitch walk to Heath Hood. Leadoff batter is on for the Bombers in the bottom of the fourth. Here's Cy Snedeker, who flied out to center field his last time in the second. Barnes has had pretty good command so far in this one. That's just his second walk, and the first pitch to Snedeker. Breaking ball that misses low. Snedeker checked his swing up, and it's 1-0. Hood with good speed on first base. Swiped 19 bags for Tyler Junior College. 1-0 hammered down the right field line, foul. That one landed foul by about 4 feet beyond the first base bag. The count's back even at 1-1. Snedeker taps his cleats outside the left-handed batter's box and now climbs back in. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Hood with a 4-step lead off first base. And the 1-1 is a darting slider that catches the inner half of the zone. And it's 1-2. Good pitch from Barnes. We'll see if he goes back to it. Looks in for the sign. He's got it. And he jumps to throw to first base. Pickoff attempt on Heath Hood. Dives back and isn't tagged. Now Barnes sets at the belt and throws the 1-2. Fastball misses outside, and it's 2-2. Barnes, a quick worker, doesn't like to waste much time on the mound. Sets in an open stance. And here's the 2-2. Breaker misses high and away. Just missed the upper outside corner of the zone. And it's full. Barnes has almost lost a handful of batters after starting them out 0-2. Of course, Snedeker starting this at-bat 1-1. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him. Strikeout number 4 of the evening for Forrest Barnes. And there's one down in the bottom of the fourth inning. And there's a runner on with one down for Mason Sykes. Rivets ahead 3-1. Bottom of the fourth. Sykes singled and scored the only Battle Creek run in the third inning. The big right-handed hitter from Toledo taps the plate. And here's the first pitch. Fastball called strike. On the outside part of the plate. Sykes saw the pitch, stepped out of the box, took some practice swings, now steps back in, taps the plate. Crouches in his batting stance. He stands at 6'4". Here's the 0-1. Swung on and golfed into center. Ziegler comes on and makes the grab on the sinking line drive. Hood retreats back to first base. And there's two down. Good recovery by Barnes after walking Heath Hood with very shoddy command in the first at-bat here in this fourth inning. Now there's two down for Ty Stouse. Rivets lead 3-1. Stouse was hit with a pitch in the third inning and was left stranded on third base. Left-handed hitter, and the first pitch swung on and fouled off. Bangs off an aluminum sign as the Military Academy kids in attendance make some noise. And a young fan snags the foul ball. They like that. Who doesn't like seeing a little kid get a foul ball? Count is 0-1 on Ty Stouse. 0-1 delivery. Nice breaking ball down the middle. Taken for strike 2. It started a hair outside, but curved right down the heart of the plate. And Barnes has Stouse on the ropes. He sets at the belt. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and poked on the ground to shortstop. Cushing fields and throws, falling away from second base, and makes the throw in time where Gutierrez was waiting to cut down Heath Hood. The inning is over on a fielder's choice, and Forrest Barnes strands another Battle Creek runner, and the score holds. Rockford 3, Battle Creek 1 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. We're back at C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan, where the Rivets lead the Bombers by a score of 3-1. Game 4 of a season series between these squads. Game 3 of this series here in Battle Creek. The two teams splitting a doubleheader yesterday. Rivets looking to take the rubber match. And they'll send up Brian Fuentes, Cam McDonald, and Jake Donahue. 3-4-5 to face Jack G, who's out there for a 5th inning of work. He struggled a little bit, and in 4 complete innings, he's thrown 75 pitches, allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Brian Fuentes, the first batter here, is 0 for 2, struck out and reached on an error his last time. Redshirt freshman from Indiana State against the freshman from Tyler Junior College. First pitch. Nice breaking ball taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Fuentes joining the team last week after the Sycamores made NCAA regionals. The kick in the 0-1. Swing and a miss. There's a big hack from Fuentes. Got a piece of it, but it found the glove of Snedeker. Fuentes hit .257 this spring with 5 homers. So he's got that good pop from the right side, getting moved up to the 3 spot for JT Scara. 0-2. Breaking ball misses inside. It looked like Sal Fernandez, the home plate umpire, stood upright and was about ready to ring Fuentes up. But instead the count is 1-2. Jack G looks for the sign. Brings the glove behind his head. Now brings it to the belt and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Slider low and away. And it's 2-2. Fuentes looking for his first hit this series. Currently 0 for 9. across 3 games. 2-2 delivery from Jack G. Pulled on the ground to third base. Ed Johnson fields, steps and throws in time to retire Fuentes at first base. Score at 5-3, and there's one down in the top half of the 5th. Rivets ahead of Battle Creek 3-1. And here's Cam McDonald with the bases empty. McDonald is 0 for 2 with a line out and a fielder's choice. Was left stranded on third base to end the 3rd inning. Cam, the 3-year Rockford Rivet, redshirt sophomore from the University of Illinois. First pitch, fastball right down the chute, taken for strike 1. McDonald batted .249 for the Fighting Illini this spring, but the improvement in his game is evident, especially to Cam. Here's the 0-1 to him. Swinging a high chopper to third. Johnson charges, fields chest high, and tosses across. In time. Back-to-back 5-3 putouts. And the Rockford 5th. 2 down, bases empty. Rivets ahead by 2. And Jake Donahue steps up. Donahue has reached twice, once on a walk, once on a single. Picked up an RBI in the 3rd inning. I talked with Cam about the Northwoods League. I said, well, does playing in it even help? He said, oh yeah, it definitely does. I wouldn't have come back if it didn't help. First pitch to Donahue, misses way high, and it's 1-0. So although the 72-game summer season is a very, very hard challenge for players, it's a grind. It definitely helps to play baseball every day. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses low. G follows through a little bit more than he would have usually. He knows his mechanics are slightly off. Gets the baseball back, steps on the rubber. Shadows reaching the infield from left field at C.O. Brown Stadium now. 2-0 pitch. Fastball finds the zone that time. He splits the middle of the first 2 pitches. And it's 2-1. Rivets' third base coach is J.T. Scara, standing even with the bag at third base, and the Rivets' first base coach is Chan Yao Ming, the closer. Rivets pitchers taking turns over there at first. 2-1, tailing breaking ball, dots the outside corner, called strike, and it's 2-2. Chan's sporting bright orange shoes, as he usually does, with some good-looking sunglasses down there. Jack G sets overhead. And the 2-2 on the way. Swung on and rolled down to third. Ed Johnson gobbles it up and tosses across, where Kraus stretches and makes the play in time. It's 3 5-3 putouts in the Rockford 5th inning. And the Rivets don't add to their 3-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. We're halfway home at C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek. Rivets lead 3-1 on the Battle Creek Bombers. Forrest Barnes is back out there for his 5th inning of work. He'll get a clean slate with the top of the order coming up, starting with Miguel Lariel. Lariel currently 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. First pitch to the left-handed batter, big swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. Lariel, the freshman from Hillsborough Community College in Florida, holds the bat high above his red batting helmet. And the 0-1 pitch misses low and away. And it's 1-1. Barnes working from the windup with nobody on. Kicks and fires the 1-1. It misses low. And the count is 2-1. Now it looks like the Military Academy down the third base line is getting some t-shirts thrown at him. 2-1, misses high and away. So that's the crowd noise you're hearing. Now they're starting a chant with the bases empty and no outs in the bottom of the 5th. Bombers trailing, so perhaps they need the support. 3-1, misses high and away. And Miguel Lariel draws a walk. Leadoff walk for the leadoff batter for the Bombers. And Ed Johnson steps to the plate. Hit a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning, his last time. Lined out to center in the 1st. So he's been right on Forrest Barnes. We'll see if he can square him up again. There is action in the Rivets bullpen. We'll get a name on him here shortly. First pitch in there for a called strike. Upper reaches of the zone. There's also action in the Bombers bullpen. So both managers will likely make a move to the pen here soon. This is Forrest Barnes' first start as a Rivet. So he's probably going to get that pitch count worked up. Pick off, throw to first base, and Lariel dives back safely. I asked JT before the game if he was going to have any sort of limit on Forrest. And he said no, but it would only make sense for him to be limited probably below 100 pitches. Another pickoff throw not in time. Lariel sporting the base running glove on his right hand. And the 0-1 pitch, fastball catches the inside part of the plate. And it's 1-1. As a fan below me plays a video on his phone, so that might be the sound you're hearing below us. I think somebody's on TikTok. Good to see the crowds engaged. Count is 0-2 on Ed Johnson, the sophomore from Tennessee Tech. Lariel on first base with a hefty lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tapper up the first base side, and it got a piece of Drew Stengren behind the plate. And now he brings his hands to his knees outside of the home plate circle, and JT Scarra is going to come out to check on him. I think that got a piece of his hand. Stengren takes off his mitt, trying to get his wits about him right now. That gives us some time to take a look at who's warming in the Rivets bullpen. It's Tyler Horvath, the left-hander from Illinois Springfield. As Stengren is moving his right hand around, and now the Battle Creek trainer is out to check on him. We'll also bust out the binoculars to check on who's warming in the Battle Creek pen. Looks like number 26, Nolan Lemire, the right-hander from Harrison Township, Michigan, pitches at Clark University. Both the trainer and Rivets manager JT Scarra retreat back to their respective dugouts, and Stengren plays some catch with pitcher Forrest Barnes, and we're good to go. Good to see that Drew's okay. Rivets out in front of the Battle Creek Bombers 3-1, bottom of the 5th, no outs, 1 on. Lariel on first base after a leadoff free pass. Ed Johnson in search of his second RBI of the night. 0-2. Slider misses outside, and it's 1-2. That was very close. Great 0-2 pitch from Barnes. Perhaps not in the zone, but close to it. Johnson bounces in the right-handed batter's box. 1-2 from Forrest Barnes. Misses outside. That time further than the first ball. The count is even at 2-2. Barnes not getting knocked around the yard much, but has doled out 3 walks compared to 3 hits. Also 4 strikeouts. Has his sign. Comes set at the belt and delivers the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. He blew him away with a fastball in the upper half of the zone. And there's 1 down in the bottom of the 5th for Battle Creek. 5 Ks for Forrest. And there's 1 down for Harold Cole. Cole, who had C.O. Brown Stadium buzzing before game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. First pitch, fastball taken for a strike down the middle, 0-1. Been talking with the broadcasters for Battle Creek. They were excited about Harold Cole. Of course, Mike Rupenthal, Battle Creek manager, was excited as well. 0-1, cut at and missed. Fastball in the upper half of the zone, and it's 0-2. Everybody was excited about this young man, and then he disappointed a little bit in the doubleheader, went just 1 for 6, and today he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 0-2 pitch, fouled back, and we'll have another 0-2. But Barnes has dropped his delivery down to a sidearm release a few times, and he got Cole looking his last time up. We'll see if he goes back to it here. 0-2. Slider bounced off the chest protector of Stengren, and that allows Lauriel to move up to second base. Lauriel, not a base stealer, but good enough speed to move up easily. And the count is 1-2. Barnes from the stretch, holds the baseball behind his back, looks in at Stengren, brings the hands together. And here's the 1-2. Fastball called, strike 3. On the inner black, Harold Cole drops his bat in disbelief. He didn't like the call, and that's 3 strikeouts for the shortstop. Make it 6 for Forrest Barnes. And the inning comes down to Aaron Beck with a runner in scoring position. Rivets ahead of Battle Creek 3-1, bottom of the 5th. Beck is 2 for 2, so this is the guy that the Bombers want at the plate if they want to cut down Rockford's lead. The first pitch, liner up the middle, falling fast into left center, and that one's going to get all the way to the wall. Lauriel around third, he scores easily, and Beck cruises into second base with an RBI double. What do you know? It's a 3 for 3 afternoon for Aaron Beck, doing damage against his fellow Missouri Valley Conference player, Forrest Barnes. And our new score is Rivets 3, Battle Creek 2. It's tightening up at C.O. Brown Stadium. Thanks for joining us on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. The inning keeps on moving for Steven Kraus, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Sidearm delivery from Barnes. Fastball misses high, and it's 1-0. Now a single could tie this game. Rivets pushing across 3 in the third. Battle Creek responding with 1 in the bottom half. 1-0 gets away from Stengren. And Beck trots to third base. Now the tying run is just 90 feet away. The 2-0 count on the 5-hitter Kraus. Looks like Tyler Horvath is almost ready to go in the Rivets bullpen. He's been throwing for a while. Forrest Barnes looking to get out of this game with the lead. 2-0, fastball misses low, and the count is 3-0. Trouble for Barnes here in the 5th. Put the leadoff man on with a walk. Eventually he came around to score on the double by Aaron Beck. Here's the 3-0. Comes back with a fastball on the outer half of the zone, taken for a called strike. Good game between these two teams in the rubber match of a 3-game series. The set and the 3-1, it hit him. That essentially serves as ball 4 as Kraus is already in a 3-1 count. Nolan Ryan would be proud. And now there's runners on the corners for Heath Hood. Hood has reached twice today, once on a fielder's choice and once on a walk, and now Doug Coe is going to come out for a chat with Forrest Barnes. He's at 95 pitches through 4 2/3. He's surrendered now 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. This could be Forrest Barnes' last batter, creeping up near 100 pitches with an arm ready and waiting in the Rivets pen. The Rivets bullpen has been good, especially in wins. As entering today, in the Rivets' last 5 wins, relievers have allowed just 2 earned runs in 14 innings of work. So I know manager JT Scara is certainly confident in his bullpen arms. A lot of guys that could be back-end arms on Division I teams. Rivets looking to hand the bullpen a lead. Meeting is over. Barnes from the stretch, and the first pitch to Heath Hood. Slider misses low and away, ball 1. The lights have been flipped on at C.O. Brown Stadium on a sunny evening in southwest Michigan. Temperature in the mid-70s all day. Very pleasant. 1-0 to Hood. Breaking ball out over the heart this time, taken for strike 1. Aaron Beck on third base after an RBI double and a pass ball. Steven Kraus on first after a hit by pitch. The 1-1 swung on and fouled off through the seats and out of play. The count is 1-2. Barnes a strike away from getting out of the jam and retaining this Rivets lead. He's also 1 mistake away from having this game tied up. The set at the belt. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off down the right field line, out of play. And we'll do it again. 99 pitches now for Forrest Barnes as the press box has been counting down. Heath Hood steps out of the box, gives a look at his bat, settles into his open batting stance, waves the bat back and forth. And another 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside, throw down. They caught the runner in the rundown. Beck comes home, and he is safe at the plate. But the check swing from Hood wasn't checked up. So the signal from Jack Watson at first base said he went around, and that means the inning ends and the run from Beck does not count. An action-packed final pitch of the 5th inning. But Battle Creek pushes across 1 run in the 5th to draw 1 run closer. Our new score, Rivets 3, Battle Creek 2, going to the 6th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Moving towards the late stages of this ball game in Battle Creek. Rivets out in front 3-2 on the Battle Creek Bombers, and there's a new pitcher in the ball game for Bombers manager Mike Rupenthal. It's the right-handed side armor Nolan Lemire, and he's got 5 appearances so far this season. He's hurled 14 innings, allowed 23 hits, 17 earned runs, 5 walks, and 9 strikeouts, and that comes out to an ERA of 10.93. He'll face the middle of the Rivets order: Jared Cushing, Drew Stengren, Greg Ziegler, 6, 7, 8. Moving towards the lower half, and the first pitch to Jared Cushing is on the way. Misses low and away, and it's 1-0. Cushing is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. In the last half inning for this Rivets lineup, they grounded out to third base 3 times. 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside part of the zone, and it's 1-1. A significant velocity drop from Jack G to Nolan Lemire. Big right-hander out on the mound, but a slow delivery. 1-1. Sidearm catches the outer black again. Cushing doesn't like the call, and it's 1-2. So the final line on Jack G: 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's in line for the loss, but it's a tight one. Only a 1-run game, and the 1-2 is a slider that misses outside to Cushing. And it's 2-2. Jack G looking sharp at times, but also looking shaky at times. Rivets looking to chip away on this Battle Creek bullpen. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside again. Cy Snedeker out of his crouch to snag it. And the count is full at 3-2. Cushing looking to reach for the first time today. Waves the bat around in the right-handed batter's box, and time is called. Cushing wanted time, taps the plate, and stares out at Nolan Lemire, who stands at 6'3", 225. Payoff pitch, hammered to shortstop on the ground. Cole knocks it down, gobbles it up, and throws in time to first base to retire Jared Cushing. 5 straight Rivets have been set down in order now. And here's Drew Stengren, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. As it sounds like Battle Creek has a twist on the traditional beer batter promotion, where rather than picking a beer batter, they pick a beer inning. So if any Rivets strike out this inning, the stadium gets discounted beer. So we'll see if Nolan Lemire comes through. Righty on righty in the first pitch to Stengren. The slow fastball in there for a called strike. Stengren has 1 looking strikeout and 1 swinging strikeout. The freshman from CMU. The kick and the 0-1 pitch. Misses low and away. Lemire attends Clark University. He's a redshirt sophomore. Native of Harrison Township, Michigan. One of a handful of Michiganders on the Bombers. 1-1, slow breaking ball. Tails too far, low and away. Check swing, and Stengren did not go around. Check swing calls going the Rivets' way his last few innings. Kick in the 2-1 pitch. Misses low and in, and it's 3-1. Stengren also looking to reach for the first time tonight. Has been a walk machine for Rockford and is now 4 games. Here's the 3-1 offering. Catches the lower corner of the zone. Looked like it was a bit low, and now the count is full at 3-2. Lemire a strike away from his first strikeout. The set at the letters, and he comes home. Swung on and sent out into right field. Long run for Mason Sykes, and he gets under it. Reaches up and makes the grab. And there's 2 down in the Rockford 6th. Rivets lead 3-2. Base is empty for Greg Ziegler, who's 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs. Rubber match between Battle Creek and Rockford. Team splitting a doubleheader yesterday. Final meeting until June 28th for these sides. Later in the second half, and I'm sure things will be a little bit more clear in terms of who's competing for a playoff spot. First pitch misses low and away. Ziegler squared to bunt. Third baseman Ed Johnson was playing behind the bag. Ziegler with good speed, so I don't mind the idea. He taps the plate twice. Bag. 1-0 pitch. Ziegler squares again and lays off. Slider low and away. Not close. And it's 2-0. It's funny how in the game of baseball you can go from a very polished arm or somebody who throws 95 miles per hour and then go to a guy who struggles with command and throws maybe 80 and be successful. The bunt is popped up on 2-0, and it's a diving play by Cy Snedeker. He sprinted out of his crouch and made the grab up the third base line in foul territory. And the inning is over. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Nolan Lemire. And the Rivets are held scoreless for the 4th straight inning. And the score remains Rivets 3, Bombers 2, going to the bottom of the 6th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's a 1-run ball game between Great Lakes East rivals. Rivets lead Battle Creek 3-2, and they call upon a new pitcher, their first bullpen arm tonight. It's Tyler Horvath, a left-hander from Illinois Springfield. Takes over for Forrest Barnes, who went 5 innings, only allowed 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. First pitch to Cy Snedeker, who pops the first pitch to shortstop, and Jared Cushing backpedals and makes the grab for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Tyler Horvath, a hot start, who didn't run into a hot start to his Rivets career on June 11th at Kenosha. He came in to pitch the 9th inning. Struggled with his fastball command, allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So his ERA is a flat 9 entering this appearance, looking to lower it. Here's the first pitch to Mason Sykes. And the fastball tails low and away. 1-0. Sykes singled and scored in the 3rd. Flied out to center his last time in the 4th. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. The kick and the 1-0. Big hack and a miss. And it's 1-1. Rivets out in front of Battle Creek 3-2. In case you're just joining us, both the teams doing early scoring in the 3rd. 1-1 is chopped to shortstop. Fielded chest high by Cushing. Whips it over to first base to beat a hustling Sykes. There's quickly 2 down. Great start to the frame for Tyler Horvath, inducing weak contact. Both balls to shortstop. And the bases are empty with 2 down for Ty Stouse, who has a fielder's choice and a hit by pitch to his name. But the Rivets struck first with 3 runs in the top half of the third. Battle Creek responded with 1. First pitch, fastball misses inside, 1-0. And then they came back with 1 more off of Forrest Barnes in the bottom of the 5th. Battle Creek did strain the bases loaded in that 3rd inning, though. And now that looks really big. Lefty on lefty. Horvath sets at the letters and fires the 1-0. Misses downstairs. And it's 2-0. Horvath played for Illinois Springfield this spring, and the Prairie Stars had a very, very good year. 2-0, grounded sharply to first, and Brian Fuentes can't handle it. It bounces off of his chest near the bullpen for Battle Creek. And Ty Stouse is aboard. We'll see how that's scored. Not entirely sure. It could go either way, as it was hit real hard down to first. But Fuentes couldn't handle it, and it'll be scored an error. So Horvath doesn't get the 1-2-3 inning. And here's the top of the order in Miguel Lariel. And he swings at the first pitch and grounds it in front of the dugout. Foul. And it's 0-1. Rivets 3, Bombers 2. Bottom of the 6th inning with 2 down. Rubber match of a 3-game series. Horvath gives a look at Stouse and delivers, and the pitch is bounced, knocked down by Stengren. The runner takes off for second, and he's going to be safe. No throw down. The ball stayed in front of Stengren and bounced back towards the mound, but he didn't know where it was. So now the count is 1-1. And once again, the tying run is in scoring position. Lariel is hitless today with 2 walks, and he scored a run in the 5th. Horvath working from the right side of the rubber. Comes home with the 1-1. Swinging a high chopper up the first base line, foul. Gloved by Fuentes. He tosses it back to the pitcher, Horvath. Before the 1-2 pitch. Arm getting loose in the Rivets bullpen is Elijah Sanchez. Rivets bullpen is going to have to be tight in the back end of this one. Should be an exciting finish. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses low. And Stengren lost the baseball again. He caught it in his mitt, knocked it down in the dirt, and then he started looking around as if he couldn't find it, and it was right at his feet. Count is 2-2 now. Miguel Lariel with 10 RBIs this summer. If he brings home his 11th here, it could be his biggest. 2-2 swung on and flied into right field. Cam McDonald has a beat on it, settles under it after shading to his right, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So Battle Creek strands the tying run on second base once again, and the score remains Rockford Rivets 3, Battle Creek Bombers 2 as we go to the 7th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Going to the 7th inning at C.O. Brown Stadium, and Rivets out in front 3-2, and Mike Rupenthal, Bombers manager, calls the bullpen once more. Brings on the right-hander Tanner McNamara. McNamara, the 6'3" righty out of College Station, Texas, attends Tyler Junior College, where Mike Rupenthal is the pitching coach. Righty on righty as Daniel Gutierrez steps to the plate and takes a tailing fastball outside, ball one. 9-1-2 due up for the Rivets here in the top half of the 7th as they look for some insurance in a tight ball game between division rivals. 1-0, swinging a foul back, and it's 1-1. Gutierrez was right on the fastball. Eli Sanchez continues to warm in the Rivets bullpen. The Rockford native attended Christian Life High School. McNamara working from the stretch, from the letters, and the 1-1 is a fastball right down the chute, taken for strike two. Gutierrez is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored, as well as a looking strikeout that came back in the 4th inning. 1-2 for McNamara. Slow breaking ball bounced over the mound. Charging is Cole. He fields, throws in time to first base. It was close. Bang, bang play as Gutierrez just missed beating the throw from Harold Cole. And it's a 6-3 putout to start the top half of the 7th for Rockford. Rivets in front 3-2. Base is empty for Wade Elliott, who doubled his last time. The Edmond, Oklahoma native squaring off against the Texas native here. First pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-0. Bit of a Red River rivalry, if you will. But of course, Wade Elliott attended junior college for 2 years in Texas. 1-0, swung on and flied to center. Heath Hood, the center fielder, comes in, has a beat on it, and makes the catch with 2 hands. And that's out number 2. Battle Creek's bullpen has been rock solid. Nolan Lemire came on and pitched a scoreless frame. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. And now the Rivets' 7th inning comes down to Blake Mosley with the bases empty. Rivets lead by 1. Looking for some insurance. Blake squares to bunt, pulls back, and watches a fastball low. Mosley is 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Native of Ozark, Missouri. The kick and the 1-0 delivery misses down and away, and it's 2-0. Mosley is a guy who gets on base at an efficient clip, entering action tonight with a .471 on-base percentage. 2-0 pitch, hack and a miss. Fastball on the outer half of the zone. Mosley reached forward a little bit. And it's 2-1. McNamara stares in for the sign. Comes set at the letters and the pitch. Misses high and away. And the count is 3-1. Both these teams will have tomorrow off. First off day of the season, league-wide. 3-1 pitch. Big hack and a miss on a fastball down the middle. And the count is full. The last 9 Rivets batters have been set down. Mosley looking to avoid making it 10. 3-2 pitch, poked foul. Off to our left. And that bangs off an aluminum seat. And some fans give chase for a foul ball. A few more fans in attendance tonight than there were last night, but not a huge crowd. I'd guess maybe around 400 will be the attendance. Payoff pitch to Mosley. Swing and a miss on a high fastball outside the zone. And the inning is over. 10 straight Rivets have been set down by Battle Creek. And the score holds at stretch time. Rivets 3, Battle Creek 2 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the 7th in Battle Creek with the Rivets holding a narrow lead on the Battle Creek Bombers. It's 3-2 as Eli Sanchez takes over out of the Rockford bullpen. He'll face 2, 3, 4 in the Battle Creek order, starting with Ed Johnson, who's 0 for 2 with a sac fly. A look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Fond du Lac trails Traverse City 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th in Traverse City. Kalamazoo behind Kenosha 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th at Simmons Field. Green Bay and Kokomo knotted at 4 in the top of the 4th at CCU Park in Green Bay. Lakeshore leads Wisconsin 2-0. Righty on righty, the first pitch to Ed Johnson. He squares to bunt, drops it up the third base line, and it rolls foul. And of course here at C.O. Brown Stadium, Rivets with the 3-2 lead over Battle Creek in the rubber match of a 3-game series. Thanks for joining us on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Larry Larson in with you. More action already in the Rivets bullpen as the spare arms look to hold this lead. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, misses outside and away. And low, I should say. The count is 1-1. Elijah Sanchez, the junior from NIU, working from the windup and deals the 1-1. Pulled foul into the bullpen. Sanchez takes over for Tyler Horvath, who dealt a scoreless 6th inning. Sanchez has made a few appearances for Rockford. Out of the bullpen, 3 appearances, 6 innings pitched. 4 earned runs to an ERA of 6. 3 strikeouts, 5 walks. The 1-2, curveball, got him. Ed Johnson is caught window shopping. Didn't go around on the curveball in the inner part of the zone. And there's one down with the bases empty in the Battle Creek 7th inning. Second strikeout of the game for Johnson. First strikeout and his first batter faced for Elijah Sanchez. And Harold Cole, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, steps up. Sanchez toes the rubber on the left side. Fires the first pitch. It's grounded to shortstop, gobbled up by Cushing. Throws sidearm in time to Brian Fuentes at first base. Harold Cole is 0 for 4. And there's 2 down, and the base is empty for somebody you want to face with the bases empty today. Aaron Beck, the redshirt junior from Indiana State, is 3 for 3 with 2 singles and an RBI double his last time to make this a 1-run ball game. Forrest Barnes would strand him on third base to end the inning, however. That came back in the 5th. First pitch. Tapper back to the pitcher. Sanchez snags it with his bare hand and tosses to Fuentes at first. And it's an easy 1-2-3 frame for the righty from NIU. The Rockford native keeps it a 3-2 game in favor of the Rockford Rivets as we go to the 8th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Top of the 8th at C.O. Brown Stadium. Rivets leading the Battle Creek Bombers by a score of 3-2. Rivets send up Brian Fuentes, Cam McDonald, and Jake Donahue, 3-4-5 in their order against Tanner McNamara, who's out for his second inning of relief work. The Rivets have been hitless since the 4th inning. Battle Creek drew closer in this one with 1 run in the 5th. The Rivets have not scored since their initial 3-run rally in the 3rd. First pitch to Fuentes. Fastball misses outside. He squared to bunt, pulled back. The count is 1-0. Fuentes calls Crystal Lake, Illinois home, but his family has roots in Venezuela. Righty on righty, 1-0. Big swing and a pop-up and foul ground, and that one will bounce off the top of the grandstand and fall back into the field of play. And it's 1-1. It's a beautiful night for baseball in Southwest Michigan as the sun begins to set on C.O. Brown Stadium. Lights starting to take more of an effect. 1-1. Grounded to third base, and the shortstop Cole backhands, long throw for him, and it bounces, and Fuentes is in time. Fuentes is safe at first base, I should say. The throw not in time. And Brian Fuentes is aboard with a leadoff single. A well-placed ball by the redshirt freshman from Indiana State. It was deep in the hole past third base, and the shortstop Cole, his momentum was taking him the wrong way. And so now the Rivets have their first hit since the 4th inning. Here's Cam McDonald, who's 0 for 3 with the fielder's choice. Righty on righty, first pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. Low outside corner of the zone, and it's 0-1. Cam, an Illinois native, plays for the Fighting Illini in Champaign-Urbana. And the 0-1 is downstairs, blocked by Snedeker. Another breaking ball, and it's 1-1. McDonald started to attend the University of Illinois back in 2018 and 19, his freshman year. Was named to the All-Big Ten freshman team in 2019. So he put together a nice campaign and then joined the Rivets for the summer. The kick in the 1-1, fastball misses downstairs. Picked by Snedeker out of the dirt, and it's 2-1. But because of McDonald's nice freshman year performance, he was a finalist for Illinois' Male Freshman Athlete of the Year award in 2019. 2-1 pitch, called strike, lower half of the zone away from McDonald, and it's 2-2. But unfortunately for Cam, he was up against some stiff competition in soon-to-be NBA draft pick Ayo Dosunmu, a great talent for the Fighting Illini basketball team. 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses inside at the knees. And the count is full at 3-2. And I asked Cam about that. I said, did you go up against Ayo for that award? He said, yeah. I said, well, that's a pretty cool story. He said, yeah, it's going to be. Of course, Dosunmu leading a resurgence for Illinois basketball. The payoff pitch is tomahawked into center field, and it hangs up for Heath Hood, who makes the catch moving backwards. Fuentes heads back to first base. That's a loud first out of this 8th inning. McDonald has hit the ball hard today, but no hits for him, so just some bad luck. And here's Jake Donahue. Brian Fuentes on first base. Rivets out in front 3-2 in the top half of the 8th. Donahue has a hit and a walk today. First pitch to him. Breaking ball well outside. Snedeker moving out of his crouch to catch it. And it's 1-0. Fuentes doesn't have stolen base speed on first base, but he got a nice lead. Gets another step as McNamara comes set, and the 1-0 misses low. McNamara worked a 1-2-3 7th inning with a strikeout. It looked really sharp, induced a lot of weak contact, but here he's missed all around the zone, and the Rivets have hit the ball hard, so we'll see if anything comes of it. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up over the awning, over the backstop, and it's 2-2. It's C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, built in 1990. Originally for the American Amateur Baseball Conference, but then it attracted a minor league baseball team in 1995. McNamara sets at the chest, 2-1, pitch misses inside, runner goes, Fuentes swipes second base. The throw was far off the bag to the left field side, and the count is 3-1, so I guess I spoke too soon on Fuentes' lack of stolen base speed as he moves into scoring position. Rivets looking for some insurance. But in 1995, the Boston Red Sox moved their single-A affiliate here, and Battle Creek wanted to name the team the Golden Kazoos. 3-1 pitch, fastball on the outer black, taken for a called strike 2. So they named the team the Golden Kazoos. They started branding everything. But then a few months before the season started, the team got sued. So that turned out to be a bad omen for baseball in Battle Creek. Some fans yell into my microphone. 3-2 pitch, swung on and lifted up the right field side, falling fast, and it falls out of play. As I'm taking a look at who's yelling into my microphone. How's it going, guys? You enjoying your time? You having fun? Good. Chatting it up with some young baseball fans here in Battle Creek. Good to see the young folks engaged in the game. McNamara set for another payoff pitch to Donahue, and it's taken low and away. And it's a 2-out walk, puts another runner on first base. And there's a runner on second and first for Jared Cushing in the Rockford 8th inning. Rivets out in front 3-2 with just 1 out. An insurance run or 2 would be huge, giving the Rivets bullpen some cushion. They've already been really, really good as of late. Righty on righty, the first pitch to Jared Cushing is on the way. Fastball bounces. Nice stop by Cy Snedeker behind the plate, shedding the mask. And it's 1-0. Might take a gapper for Fuentes to score from second base. But Donahue at first has a little bit better speed. Today, Cushing is 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs and a strikeout. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses low, and it's 2-0. Looking down at the Rivets bullpen, Tucker Shalley, the setup man, is getting loose, as is Chan Yao Ming, the closer. McNamara has his sign, sets at the chest, and the 2-0 pitch. Fastball dots the outer corner. Taken for a called strike 1. As the sky begins to turn to a tangerine color beyond the center field fence and the left field wall at C.O. Brown because of the sunset here in Michigan. 2-1 offering. Fastball up and in. Near the letters of Cushing as he leaned out of the box. The count is 3-1. Nobody warming in the Battle Creek bullpen. This is Tanner McNamara's mess to get out of. He comes set. Feet not spread far apart on the rubber. And the 3-1 misses outside, and the bases are loaded. Brian Fuentes moves to third after he started the inning with a single. Jake Donahue drew a 1-out walk. Now he's on second base. And another 1-out walk has Jared Cushing on first. And there are ducks on the pond for Drew Stengren, who is still without a hit this summer. He's 0 for 3 today. Rivets lead 3-2, top half of the 8th, looking for insurance. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Here's the first pitch. Fastball well located on the outside part of the zone, taken for strike 1. Drew also doesn't have an RBI this summer. This would be a clutch moment for the freshman from Central Michigan to come through. The 0-1 slow breaker drops into the heart of the zone, and it's quickly 0-2. Couldn't ask for a better start to the at-bat for Tanner McNamara. He's got the sign from Cy Snedeker. Brings the glove to his chest. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball too far outside, and now it's 1-2. He gets the baseball back, fiddles with it a little bit, holds it in his right hand, behind his leg. No runners being held on. Here's the 1-2 offering. Big hack and a miss, and that's strike 3. McNamara gets Drew Stengren on the high cheese, and there's 2 down. Second strikeout for McNamara in his outing. And the bases are still loaded for Greg Ziegler, who is 0 for today in 3 tries. 2 ground outs and a pop-out bunt his last time in the 6th. He taps the plate twice and steps in. Greg has produced a lot of RBIs despite his lack of hits, and he watches a first pitch curveball in there for called strike 1. Greg enters tonight with a 147 batting average, but 6 RBIs, including 1 last night. Here's the next pitch, swung on and fouled back. And it is 0-2 on Ziegler. So after McNamara loads the bases, he has done a nice job coming back. Home plate umpire Sal Fernandez gets a new load of baseballs from the first base dugout. McNamara has a new pearl out there. Long pause. Now he comes set. Big 0-2 pitch to Greg Ziegler, and time is called. McNamara not happy, throwing his arms up in the air. Brian Fuentes on third, Jake Donahue on second, Jared Cushing on first base. Rivets lead by 1, need some insurance. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Slow breaker, sent up the middle and through for a single. Fuentes scores. Here comes Donahue around third base. He slides in without a throw. The Rivets add 2 more insurance runs, and the new score is Rockford 5, Battle Creek 2. Greg Ziegler comes through in the clutch. It wasn't hit that hard, but sometimes it's not about where you hit it, it's how you hit it, or vice versa. And he gives the Rivets insurance. Fuentes comes around, as does Donahue. And now Daniel Gutierrez steps up with a runner on second and first. First pitch to him. Misses high and tight. Ball 1. Smart play from the center fielder Heath Hood not to throw to the plate. Keeps Cushing at second base. 1-0 delivery. Big hack and a miss. Gutierrez caught a piece of it. The count is 1-1. Looking at the Rivets bullpen, now the action has settled down. Nobody throwing quite yet. So we might see Eli Sanchez out for another inning. 1-1 pitch. Slapped into right field, falling fast, but Sykes gets under it, makes the grab chest high, and the inning is over. But Greg Ziegler comes through in the 8th spot. It's a 2 RBI single to give the Rivets some much-needed insurance. Our new score is Rivets 5, Battle Creek 2, going to the bottom of the 8th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning at C.O. Brown Stadium with the Rivets leading 5-2 over Great Lakes East rival Battle Creek. Rivets chipping on 2 more insurance runs in the top half of the 8th on a 2 RBI single by Greg Ziegler, and now it's Tucker Shalley, the setup man, on for JT Scara. Tucker has been lights out in 4 appearances. He's pitched 4 1/3 to an ERA of 0. 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Faces Stephen Kraus, and the first pitch is swung on and popped up. To the right side, in foul ground, long run for Brian Fuentes. He's on the bullpen mound, reaches out and can't make the play. Would have been a tough catch to make as he navigated the bullpen, and it bounces out of play over the fence over there. Count is 0-1. Kraus, Hood, Snedeker due up in the Battle Creek 8th. 5, 6, 7. In between innings, I had a fun exchange with Battle Creek's official scorer. Tucker Shalley comes set above the chest. Kicks and fires the 0-1. Delivers a breaking ball strike on the outer half. He wanted to follow up on the discussion I was having earlier about the Golden Kazoos. And he told me it took about 5 seconds for the new owners to realize that nobody wanted to be called the Golden Kazoos. 0-2 misses outside, and the count is 1-2. So maybe the new team in Battle Creek in 1995 got a stroke of luck when they were sued. Not often you say that. 1-2 to Stephen Kraus. Liner up the middle, and that one is caught by the second baseman Gutierrez, who makes the play backpedaling. That's the first out of the top half, or the bottom half of the 8th inning, excuse me. Scored a P4. And here's Heath Hood. Hood is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a strikeout with a walk in the middle. That came back in the 4th. Righty on righty. Rivets ahead 5-2, bottom of the 8th. And the first pitch misses low and away. Shalley working from the stretch with nobody on. Rocking high stirrups with the gray and gold Rivets road uniform. It's a great look. I'm always a big fan of stirrups. 1-0 delivery. Fastball fouled off and on the hands. Bounces off the facade of the roof over the grandstand, and it's 1-1. But of course, the Golden Kazoos weren't the end of minor league baseball in Battle Creek. Here's the 1-1 to Heath Hood. It's on the way. Fastball dots the outer half. Some gas from Shalley, and it's 1-2. So the team was renamed the Michigan Battle Cats, and they belonged to the Red Sox until 1999 when Houston took over the franchise. In 1999, Roy Oswalt and Johan Santana pitched here in the Astros system. 1-2, fastball misses high and tight, and it's 2-2. Then the Astros didn't stay for long as attendance dipped below 6 figures, so they brought the Battle Creek Yankees into town, renaming the team. 2-2 on the way to Heath Hood. Fouled off, and we'll have another pitch. That one was a high fastball. Shalley almost blew it by him. So they figured that the Yankees could, maybe rebrand the team, and with the Yankees name, boost attendance, and attendance boosted again for a little bit. And then not so much, as the Battle Creek Yankees only existed for 1 season. Another 2-2 swung on and fouled off, and we'll have yet another. But in 2003, Melky Cabrera played for the Battle Creek Yankees. I know Harris Eisenberg, the Battle Creek broadcaster, likes to bring that up. Of course, a Yankees fan from the East Coast, here in the Midwest, doing some broadcasting. But then in 2004, the Battle Creek Yankees became the Southwest Michigan Devil Rays. So I think minor league baseball in Battle Creek became victim of too many rebrands. And I kind of started all from the start. Battle Creek only hosted the Devil Rays franchise for 1 season. Another 2-2 pitch. Slider misses low and away. And Heath Hood has battled this count full. Rivets lead 5-2. Bottom of the 8th inning with the bases empty, with one down. Rivets looking to take the rubber match of this one. Both teams splitting the doubleheader yesterday, with the Rivets winning game 2. Here's the payoff from Tucker Shalley. It bounces in there, and it's a 1-out walk for Heath Hood. So with one away and a runner on first base, here's Cy Snedeker, who's 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and a strikeout. And of course, in 2007, the Battle Creek Bombers of the Northwoods League came into C.O. Brown Stadium, which is owned by the city of Battle Creek. Shalley still from the stretch. Hood with good speed off first, and the first pitch is a fastball that catches the outer half of the zone to the left-handed Snedeker, and it's 0-1. Bombers celebrating their 15th season of existence. Word on the street is, though, that this is the final year of the Bombers' lease with C.O. Brown Stadium in the city, so we'll see what happens after this year. 0-1, swung on and crushed. Deep right field. McDonald back near the track, on the track, and he makes a running grab. Steps in front of the fence. That ball was hit well, and maybe a home run in a handful of other Northwoods League parks. But here at C.O. Brown, that is out number 2 of the bottom of the 8th inning. Heath Hood retreats back to first base. And now the inning comes down to Mason Sykes. He's 1 for 3, singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Battle Creek doing its scoring in the bottom of the 3rd and the bottom of the 5th. 1 run apiece. Rivets with 3 in the 3rd and 2 in the 8th for insurance. Righty on righty, the first pitch is a nice curveball taken for a called strike 1. It fooled Sykes. I don't think he thought it was going to break that much. Tucker Shalley has fooled a lot of batters so far this Northwoods League season. 0-1. Fastball, check swing, did he go? No, he did not, says first base umpire Jack Watson. That's back even at 1-1. Just past 9:15 in the Eastern time zone. Beautiful sunset beyond left field at C.O. Brown as the lights take full effect. The set and the 1-1 delivery. Fastball misses a hair outside, and it's 2-1. But really, to my surprise, Tucker Shalley did not pitch much this spring for the Fighting Illini, and when he did, he struggled. ERA around 7. But if you saw him pitch in the Northwoods League, I mean, he has looked dominant. Not just good, but dominant. 2-1 swung on and hit well into left center field. Jake Donahue, the left fielder, over to grab it near center field, and the inning is over. So Tucker Shalley works around a 1-out walk, pitches to contact rather than blowing hitters away in that frame. And he holds the Rockford lead at 5-2 over Battle Creek as we go to the 9th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Going to the 9th inning at C.O. Brown Stadium with the Rivets out in front of the Battle Creek Bombers 5-2. Getting some insurance runs in the top half of the 8th, and now looking for more against a new pitcher. It's Davis Burgeon, the right-hander out of Troy University. Fires the first pitch to Wade Elliott, and it's a swing and a miss on a fastball high and away. Wade today has a walk, a hit by pitch, a double, and a fly out to center field. So overall, 1 for 2. Here's the 0-1 to him. Fastball misses high and in, and he leans away from it, and it's 1-1. I doubt Wade wants to get hit with any more pitches tonight. Rivets looking to finish this 3-game set in Battle Creek on a high note by earning the series win. 1-1 is hacked at and missed. Elliott got a piece, sent into the glove of Snedeker, and it's 1-2. These squads split a doubleheader yesterday. Been a closely contested season series so far. The wind and the 1-2 pitch over the head of Elliott. And Davis Burgeon is all over the place. Cue Wild Thing. I mean, he throws hard, but it's been all over the place in this first at-bat. He takes over for Tanner McNamara, who went 2 innings and surrendered 2 earned runs. 2-2, hard fastball fouled off, and we'll do it again. Taking a look at Burgeon's numbers so far, he's got an ERA of 0 in 5 appearances. He's gone 9 1/3, 10 walks, and 16 strikeouts. Pours a fastball, and it misses inside. The count is full at 3-2. So he's a power pitcher with a little lack of command, but doesn't matter as long as he gets the job done. Violent delivery, and the 3-2 is popped up. And foul ground, and that one gets out of play, bounces off the roof, and rolls out of the back of the stadium. We'll have another payoff pitch to Wade Elliott. Rivets leading Battle Creek 5-2, top half of the 9th. I had another chat with the official scorer in between innings, and he gave me another tidbit, and he pointed out the right field wall to me, how the party deck juts out towards the left field foul line. The kick and another 3-2 misses low and away. And that's ball 4 to Wade Elliott. His second walk of the ball game, and the Rivets have a base runner to start the top half of the 9th inning. They lead at 5-2. And here's Blake Mosley. Mosley has a hit today. He's 1 for 4 overall with a strikeout and 2 groundouts, in addition to an RBI single and a run scored in the 3rd. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, and the first pitch misses inside. But here at C.O. Brown Stadium, the Budweiser party deck is a 2-story structure down the left field line, and it juts out very close to the left field line. 1-0, slapped foul up the left side and out of play, and it's 1-1. But apparently it was built that way so players knew how to play the left field corner in Boston. 1-1 fastball comes back and catches the top part of the zone, and it's 1-2. So it was designed that way on purpose by Boston's organization. And it's still there today. The kick and the 1-2 misses high and tight. Mosley turns and dives out of the way in the batter's box. Leans out of the way would be a more accurate adjective. The count is even at 2-2. Wade Elliott not going anywhere off of first just yet. He's got about a 3-step lead. Burgeon from the stretch. Sets at the letters and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses high, and the count is full on the second straight Rockford batter to start the 9th. So although affiliated ball in Battle Creek is gone and may never return, the remnants are still there. Here's the payoff as the runner goes, swinging a foul back, and we'll do it again. Brian Fuentes, the 3-batter, waits on deck. He singled and scored his first hit of the series in the 8th. Mosley taps the plate, adjusts his batting helmet, looks out at Burgeon, and here's another payoff pitch. Fastball called strike 3. On the outer black, Mosley tossed his bat back to the dugout to head to first base. Now he has to pick it up on his way back to the dugout kicking a little bit of dirt along the way. And there's one down for Brian Fuentes. One down, top half of the ninth. Runner on first base with the Rivets leading 5-2. First pitch to Fuentes as the runner takes off. It's a swing and a foul back. Hit and run was on again. And it's 0-1. Rivets entered this matchup at 7-8, so a win would get them back to 500 at 8-8. They've been hovering around the 500 mark for the last week or so. They just can't get back over the hump to get above. 0-1. Breaking ball on the inside corner, taken for strike two. Nice pitch there. Chan Yao Ming, Rivets closer, getting loose, tossing leisurely down the left field line. Davis Bergen hops off the rubber to look Elliott back before the 0-2 pitch. Battle Creek entered this one at 500, 7-7. 0-2 pitch, swung on, lifted foul up the right side, out of play. So a win by Rockford would jump them in the standings over Battle Creek into third place. And we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard in a moment. But a little bit of scoreboard watching in Traverse City as Fond du Lac is up there playing them. And if the Dock Spiders can sweep 2 games from Traverse City, that makes things a little tighter here in the Great Lakes East. 0-2 pitch, curveball in the inner half again, taken for a called strike 3. Back-to-back looking strikeouts delivered by Davis Bergen in the Rockford 9th inning. And here's Cam McDonald with the runner on first. Cam steps up 0 for 4. It's a tough luck 0 for 4. He's made a few loud outs in this one. Right-hander on right-hander, and the first pitch, it hit him. Cam tosses his bat and makes a hard 90 to first base. Sprints it all the way through. Not surprised at all to see that from Cam. Always a good sense of humor, and he wants to get that dugout going. I think it worked. So Cam reaches first base for the second time tonight. And here's the 5 batter, Jake Donahue, with Wade Elliott on second and Cam McDonald on first. First pitch, misses outside. Fastball from Bergen, topping in the low to mid 90s. And it's 1-0. Rivets ahead 5-2, scoring 3 in the third and 2 in the 8th. Set in the 1-0, misses downstairs, and it's 2-0. Bergen has legit strikeout stuff, but the control is spotty. Base hit from Donahue here would make it a non-save situation for Chan Yao Ming in the 9th. 2-0, swung on and fouled back. Bounces off the screen and falls to the warning track behind home plate. It's 2-1. Last night, Chan came on in the 7th inning of Game 2 and slammed the door. Rivets were ahead by 4, so it was not a save situation. He hit 2 batters and put them on, but that doesn't make it a save spot. 2-1 pitch, yanked outside. Bergen held on to the ball a little bit too long there. I think he was going for the breaking ball, and it's 3-1 on Donahue. Donahue has reached thrice tonight, twice on walks and once on an RBI single. Hitters count for him. The 3-1 to the freshman from Central Michigan, high and tight. And that's a walk. And the bases are juiced for Jared Cushing. Cy Snedeker out for a mound visit, as the Rivets are looking for more insurance after they scored 2 last inning. Rivets with 5 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, 2 runs on 4 hits, and 1 error for Battle Creek. Jared Cushing steps up hitless. 0 for 3 with a walk his last time. It's the hard-throwing righty Bergen against the big right-handed hitter Jared Cushing. Redshirt freshman from Xavier stands at 6'3". And here's the first pitch. Fastball on the inner half, taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Now Yao Ming is in full-fledged pitching deliveries in the Rockford bullpen. We'll see him in the 9th. 0-1 swung on and hammered foul. And it's 0-2. We'll see if Burgeon can finish off Cushing. He's struggled to finish off Rockford hitters tonight. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th for Battle Creek, it'll be 9-1-2 in the order. Staus, Lariel, and Ed Johnson. Burgeon comes set at the belt, lifts the leg and delivers, and a fastball misses high. And it's 1-2. Burgeon has a violent delivery to the plate. One may describe it as herky-jerky. Comes set, big high leg kick, and throws as hard as he can. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball down the middle, taken for a called strike 3. And the Rivets strand the bases loaded in the top half of the 9th inning. But fasten those seat belts. Battle Creek down to its final 3 outs as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Rivets looking for the series victory, and they call upon their closer, Chan Yao Ming. We'll hear the conclusion after this. Rivets lead 5-2 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Rockford Rivets 5, Battle Creek Bombers 2, going to the bottom of the 9th at C.O. Brown Stadium. Last chance for Battle Creek. They send up 9-1-2 in the order, starting with Ty Staus. Miguel Lariel waits on deck, and Ed Johnson in the hole against Rivets closer, Chan Yao Ming. The big right-hander out of Taiwan stands at 6'4", 215 pounds. Attends Canon University in Taiwan. Ty Staus steps to the plate. Reached on an error his last time, has reached all 3 times. Once on a hit by pitch, once on a fielder's choice, and once on an error. Righty on righty. First pitch from Chan Yao Ming. Swung on and chopped to short. Cushing fields it chest high and whips it across the diamond for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Chan Yao Ming. Rivets ahead by 3, and Battle Creek down to its final 2 outs as they continue to play its trademark bottom of the 9th song. Talks about pumping it up repeatedly, if you're into that sort of thing. Base is empty for the top of the order, and Miguel Lariel hitless today with 2 walks, 0 for 2. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it off into the seats, and it bounces back onto the field. In case you're just joining us, Rivets scoring 3 runs in the 3rd to start the scoring in this one, not allowing runs in the first 2 innings for just the 4th time this season. The set and the 0-1. A splitter, misses down and in, and it's 1-1. Battle Creek responded with 1 in the bottom of the third. Rivets added 2 runs of insurance in the 8th. Battle Creek scoring their 1 other run in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 to La Riel. It misses down and in. He jumps out of the way of it, and it's 2-1. Chan pitched last night, struggled with command a little bit, did not record a strikeout and hit 2 batters, but he ended the ball game in a 5-1 Rivets victory in Game 2 of a doubleheader. With a win, the Rivets would come out with a series victory here in Battle Creek. The kick and the 2-1. Fastball misses high and away, and it's 3-1 on the freshman from Hillsborough Community College. Chan looks in for the sign, nods at his catcher Drew Stengren, sets at the belt. Long pause and the 3-1 pitch. Fastball misses downstairs, and it's a 1-out walk for the leadoff batter Miguel Lariel. Leadoff batter in the order, that is. And there's 1 down in the 9th with now a runner on base for Ed Johnson. Bombers out in front 5-2. And let me tell you, they are fans of playing songs repeatedly here at C.O. Brown Stadium. After every home victory, the Bombers play Africa by Toto on loop, nonstop, until everybody leaves the ballpark. Here's the first pitch to Ed Johnson. Breaking ball misses outside. Count is 1-0. Rivets ahead 5-2. A ground ball in the infield could end this one. Lariel with decent speed on first base. 1-0 delivery. Off speed, misses down and away. And it's 2-0. Chan struggling with his command a little bit. Grabs some dirt, wipes it on his pants. Now holds the baseball in his right hand. Fastball topping out at 93 for Chan with a good splitter. We'll see if he finds the zone on the 2-0 pitch. It's on the way. Misses low again, and it's 3-0. Nobody up in the Rivets bullpen. Chan has struggled with command in certain outings this year. He has issued 5 walks compared to 5 strikeouts. Entering this appearance, the set and the 3-0 delivery. Fastball called strike on the bottom part of the zone, and it's 3-1. Chan is a closer in Taiwan for Canon University. Got in contact with an agent of sorts who placed him in the Northwoods League for the summer. 3-1 delivery, swung on and popped up. Drew Stengren on the warning track, races after it, and it bounces off the net, so he can't make a play on it. That was oh so close for having Stengren make a play on it. But now the count is full. Chan looking for out number 2. Picks up the rosin bag, tosses it aside. Now he's going to pick it up again and place it a little further behind the mound. That can be a distraction to hitters. If you place that rosin bag close enough to the rubber, hitters might see that white object and distract them from the ball. Here's the payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the inner half. A great cutting breaking ball from Chan Yao Ming. Signals out number 2 for Battle Creek. And now the Bombers are down to their final out here at C.O. Brown Stadium. Miguel Lariel on first base after a 1-out walk. Rivets ahead 5-2. Harold Cole steps up. He's 0 for 3. The first pitch. Fastball misses high and in. Count is 1-0. Cole struck out in the first, struck out in the third, struck out in the 5th, and grounded out in the 7th. Righty on righty. 1-0 delivery. Swinging a foul back. I think the Rivets will be happy when this game ends, and they don't have to hear this song anymore. fans are into it. All approximately 100 of them left in the stands at C.O. Brown. Chan gives a look to the runner at first base. L'Ariel not being held on. Sets at the belt and comes home with the 1-1, slapped into right field. That's a base hit. L'Ariel on his horse. He's going to go first to third. He's going to get there safely as McDonald fumbles it a little bit in right field. That's Harold Cole's first base hit of the night. Comes at a good time in the 9th inning with Battle Creek down to its final out. Now there are runners on the corners for Aaron Beck, who's had quite the day. He's 3 for 4 with an RBI double back in the 5th inning. Base hit would score a run, but a ground ball in the infield would probably end the game. Force out at second. And the Bombers don't have any room to spare. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. First pitch from Chan. Misses low and away. There's a splitter there. Danced too far, low and away. Chan working from the stretch as always, with runners on or off as the sun sets. Southwest Michigan. 9:42 in the Eastern Time Zone. The 1-0 pitch swung on, fouled off, and it's 1-1. As the PA announcer continues to prompt the crowd. This is the loudest that we've heard the Bombers faithful tonight. Will it be too little too late? Chan Yao Ming looking for save number 3 on his summer season. Has the sign from Stengren. Here comes the 1-1. Splitter misses down and in, and it's 2-1. Chan has been behind on almost every batter, except the first one he faced, Ty Stouse. He got him to ground out on the first pitch of the inning. L'Ariel on third, Cole on first. Swing and a liner over the head of Gutierrez into center field. L'Ariel walks home, and Cole goes first to third. It's an RBI single for Aaron Beck, and the Rivets lead is trimmed to 5-3. So I suppose the Pump It Up song is working. That's the 8th earned run of the season, surrendered by Chan Yao Ming. And now Doug Coe is going to come out for a mound visit. The dilemma here is Chan Yao Ming speaks very little English, and Chan uses a translator app on his phone to communicate with teammates and coaches. And I think Doug Coe brought out his phone. But I see a lot of hand gestures in that mound visit. The entire infield is on this discussion. So on the single, Harold Cole moves from first to third. Beck stands on first base. L'Ariel comes around to score. Rivets do have a 2-run cushion. Good thing they got those 2 insurance runs in the top half of the 8th inning, courtesy of a 2 RBI single by Greg Ziegler. Rivets teammates giving Chan some encouragement, some fist bumps before they head back to their positions. Rockford middle infield at double play depth. Force out at second. Of course, always at first base. As Steven Kraus steps in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch, swung on and fouled back. Excuse me, this is a pinch hitter. It's Jacob McKeon. McKeon pinch hits for Kraus here in the 9th, and the biggest spot as they come. He's behind 0-1. Here's the delivery. Fastball down the middle, and Battle Creek is down to its final strike. Chan gets the baseball back, paces around the mound, steps back on the heart of the rubber. He's got the sign from Drew Stengren. Sets at the belt. Looks at the runner at third, comes home with a big leg kick, and the fastball misses upstairs. McKeon almost went around on a check swing. And Beck steals second base, so a base hit would make this a tie game. It's gotten intense here in the ninth in Battle Creek. Chan's got the sign. Bombers down to their final strike. And Chan steps off. Perhaps a little distracted by Harold Cole at third base. He's doing a little dance. Cole would be the Bombers' fourth run, and Aaron Beck on second represents the tying run. The 1-2 pitch from Chan Yao Ming. Fastball misses low. It was close, but now the count is 2-2. The Bombers' dugout is on the top step, the whole team. All sorts of red caps and waving hands. Rivets also on the top step of the third base dugout. Chan sets in an open stance. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and chopped to short. Cushing, Fields, throws across, and the ball game is over. Chan Yao Ming gets in a little bit of trouble in the ninth, but he picks up his third save of the summer, and the Rivets win it 5-3 over Battle Creek. They take 2 of 3 in the series, and we'll be right back with the totals after this on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Welcome back to C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan, where the Rivets just took the 3-game series over the Battle Creek Bombers with a 5-3 victory in the rubber match today. Here are the final totals. First for the victorious Rockford Rivets. 5 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and 10 left on base. For Battle Creek, 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and 11 left on base, including the tying run on second base in the bottom of the ninth. The pitchers of record, Forrest Barnes picks up his first victory of the season. He went 5 innings, surrendering 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts on 100 pitches on the dot. The losing pitcher is Jack G., who also went 5 innings, surrendered 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The save goes to Chan Yao Ming, who in the 9th inning surrendered 2 hits, 1 run, but left 2 runners on on 2nd and 3rd. Made things interesting, but the Rivets get the job done at the end of the day. The Rivets move to 4-0 on the season when they don't allow a run in the 1st or 2nd inning. So that perhaps is our stat of the day, as the Rivets pitching staff gets a strong start from Forrest Barnes and a strong finish from the bullpen. The Rivets move to an even 500 on the season at 8-8, while Battle Creek drops to 7-8. So the Rivets will jump the Bombers in the standings, with other results around the Great Lakes East Division aside. Up next for both these teams, a league-wide day off tomorrow, a well-earned one after 16 games to start the season for the Rivets and 15 games for Battle Creek. Once that day off is done, the Rivets will take on the Lakeshore Chinooks for a home-and-home series starting on Thursday at 6:05 at Rivet Stadium, and Battle Creek will travel up north to take on the Traverse City Pittsbitters for 2 games. So that about wraps it up from C.O. Brown Stadium in Battle Creek, Michigan tonight. This is Larry Larson saying so long, and thank you very much for joining us for this 3-game set on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Again, the final. The Rivets take the rubber match of the series 5-3 at C.O. Brown Stadium. Thank you for listening. This has been a presentation of the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. We'll talk to you later.